Okay, we're recording. And, oh, wait. There we go. Okay, and we're recording over here as well. And now we're ready to hit play. It begins in, oh, Kristen, you're good for a thing, a catch-up deal?
Yep.
Okay. You always are. I don't know why I ask. You're always ready. I don't know why I do that.
Oh, it's good to check. You never know.
Yeah, a little pre-production meeting here. Okay, here we go. For real. In 3, 2... why isn't it playing? 3, 2, 1. Hello everyone, welcome back to There Will Be Dungeons. We're here to play D&D, and you're here to listen or watch us, or both. I don't know. Some people I talk to watch the show live and then go later and listen to it again on audio, which I think is an incredible thing to say, because that's 6 hours of content. I don't know how you do it. But hey, we're here to support you no matter what kind of weird thing you're into, no matter what, at TWBD. I'm Scott Johnson with Bo Schwartz, John Jagger, Kristen Ashton, and Kyle Ferguson. Baby Chunks is with us as well. And we're off to the races pretty quick here. Before we get going, though, we pass it over to Kristen, who will catch us up on what happened last time on There Will Be Dungeons.
Last time on There Will Be Dungeons, a great ground and hueless heaven halted them. Even Bloodskunk's divined direction defaulted, so they sauntered, realizing reaching Recluse was a timed task. As they slowly stepped, a grunt from the ground grabbed them. It was an orc grown gray. Pointless was the peer of their pursuit, but the dour doubter deemed their deed delusive. Sterius balked, but boops were bootless, so just in case the character did command some counsel, they brought the body. Bloodskunk tried to track anew and reaped his reward. Hidden on the horizon was a peculiar point noted nowhere else. Their tedious tour took them, finally, to the plain patch of Pointless. It was a dull, derelict division with the wandered-for wharf. Fog formed around the five and a ferry floated forward. A navy navigator promised pandemonium for a price. One true treasure. A gun, a garb, a digit, and a damager procured their passage. Fearful faces and ghastly gaunts gazed up from the restful river. All seemed serene until sudden ripples revealed a large leviathan searching for his sovereign siren song. Hope, with help from the hooded hallucination, assuaged the asp with compliments and cajoling. The dinghy docked alongside the blustery banks of Pandemonium, a curiosity carved by whipping winds. An imp moved them to a meandering minecart that careened through caverns toward the Council of Clowns. The trial took off. It was wacky. It was whimsical. It featured farts and follies, but more so it moved to meet Hope's menacing machinations. The Eye was positioned in a prison in space. They teleported to Tabacho, ready to request a rover. Meanwhile, Stanley, Varel, and Nash currently confront the Elven element. Can Varel hit it off with the hippies? Will we learn leagues about Stanley's story? And when will Nash finally take his true form as a father? Stay tuned for today's adventure within the sacred halls and green walls of Elhandar.
Perfect as always. Bo, take it away. You're muted.
He's muted. Damn it.
Rewind.
Okay. When last we left the party, Nash Maggard of the Solar Mines, Varel Rasvim Kurik, Stanley Billings, Angelashi, Bok, and Chunks watched the door of a spaceship close, their last view of the desert horizon still emblazoned in their mind's eye. The ship vibrates and as it lifts up into the air. And for a moment, everyone's a little unsure of their balance and they lean against the wall or grab onto something unless you are of a dexterous nature and don't require to do so. But still, there is a sense that you have to take your balance as you quickly are pushed up and into the sky that you can imagine. You don't have a window to see this. And then you realize you've broken the stratosphere when all of a sudden you begin lifting off the ground about an inch. You feel yourselves floating. And then no sooner that you're floating, some sort of gravity kicks in and pulls you down to the ground. And with that, the ship becomes stable. It doesn't rattle or vibrate quite as much. There's a hum of in the background. the ship's quiet. Now, you've been standing at the door of the ship, and you turn to look down the other hallway, and you see elves in black military guerrilla, but science fiction, think Mass Effect, war, like armory, hanging on and also regaining their balance. I will refer you to the Roll20 map to show you your new environs on the ship.
Oh man,
Poop.
I don't even know what I'm seeing yet, and this is exciting.
I forgot to run it. Hang on a second.
That's all right. We'll wait for everyone to be ready. I think I may... Oh, can't enlarge that much because of the stupid tile.
Stupid tile.
I like the pulsing stats you added in the top corner.
I know, that's what I'm into. Look at that. That's great.
That's ship stability indicators over there. So in case you're curious, you can have a look at that.
Wow, look at that.
Those shouldn't be there unless you need them there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not just for decoration. Something's going on.
So you find yourselves aboard a ship near the door, grouped together, finally having a moment to breathe. Just a few little rules things to mention. You took some stims last week in order to recover all of your, in order to get the effects of a long rest without a long rest. You were told there was a few hours until you'll hit exhaustion level 5. So you're about an hour and a half into the pill effectiveness. So keep that in mind. Sorry, 4 levels of exhaustion. Okay, I think that's about it.
Can I get a quick recap why we're on this ship? I can't remember how we ended up here.
You made the elves, the Elhandari elves, invited you to come to Elhandar.
Oh,
And
right.
there was a conversation about Varel wanting to return to Planet Nash, but Angelashi had a feeling and said that she felt that this was the direction.
Yep.
Stanley as well, I believe. I don't know if he expressed it or not, but given that these are the first time he's encountered any number of elves, probably also had an inclination this way. But overall, I think the issue is hope for the party.
Okay.
You had that teleportation circle ready to head back to Planet Nash at any time. So you've been left quiet, alone. There appears to be an elf hanging in the direction entering the ship. He's sort of standing in the middle of this device, and he appears motionless and simply waiting.
Waiting for us.
For nothing in particular. He's just standing there motionless. With great patience, you might say.
Wow, that ship is full. Okay.
I can't believe I'm on another one of these today. I didn't expect to be on the first one, let alone a second one.
Well, we're here, so now we do it the best we can with what we've got.
What is it that we have? What are we here for, Stanley?
I don't know. I figure we have allies. We have a entire city where there was nothing we could have done. They just wiped out most of the demons themselves. We're gonna do anything against the principal or whatever we decide our next goal is. Having a bunch of friends might be beneficial to us. That was the thought, anyway. I can't say I exactly expected the fight with the big demon to go the way it did.
Wasn't supposed to go that way. It was supposed to be a show of glory for us, for me, in order to assert myself on these new people. And instead we lost our companion. I am saddened greatly, and I know not how to care for this small beast.
I'm just here because my wife said to come.
That is true.
Yeah.
You are soon to be bathed in fatherhood, Nash. You take the small beast.
I don't think it works that way. But sure.
Excellent.
Did you all know the other one, Squirts, particularly well?
She was my manager.
Well enough to fill the loss.
I have here, in my hand, ashes. Now, whether they're foot ashes or mouth ashes and what have you, I know not, but surely some magics on board here could revive my manager. She has done much for me over the ages.
I mean, there's no harm in asking. I've certainly seen weirder things. I'm living proof of weirder things.
Very true. Well, let's find someone in charge then. You there! And I'll address
Yes.
nearby.
Hello.
Yes, thank you.
Good tidings to you.
Excellent tidings to you as well. We wish to speak to someone in charge here. We are the heroes of the waste, recently returned from outer space.
So this is a slender, somewhat olive-skinned elf. He steps forward into the glow of the lights in the room that you're in, which is this airlock to the exit of the spaceship. He steps forward and he says, "I am Sensate Philanthalar. Welcome aboard. You have many questions, and it is my goal to make sure that you get all of the answers that we can provide for you. But first things first, we've just been in combat. Please take the time to rest and speak to one another, if you need it."
We have spoken.
Hmm.
These beings, my friends, shall soon collapse from overdose. I, however, would like to address your leader with my burns upon me, so they may see my glory.
Well, the elves of Elhandar don't have a leader. We have a council. And if you'd like to speak with them, I'm sure that can be arranged.
I
But
turn
we
back
are-
to the group and mouth a council.
But please, step through the machine. We're just going to make sure that you don't have any disease upon you or injuries that are not apparent on the surface level.
Oh, good luck, Nash.
What's that supposed to mean?
Yep, I don't think that scanner's gonna let you through.
Well,
And he points to sort of the scanner. There's these two wall-mounted like devices. They appear to whir and light a little bit, and there's a walkway through them, like you'd imagine at an airport, but sci-fi
Phil,
style.
What if our friend here is a walking disease? What is that going to do to him?
Well, first it's Philanthala, please. Not Phil. Second, you don't appear affected, so I imagine whatever his affliction is, he must not be contagious. Yes?
I hope not. We've certainly
right.
traveled together long enough.
Well, please step through. And we'll see.
I'm going first.
Okay, so you immediately begin walking through the thing, and as you walk through it, this blue electric light sort of enters into you, like the screen. And as you walk through, the Philanthalar looks at a screen and he goes, "Very good, welcome."
Ha! I'll
And he
say
bows
as
toward you.
I'll look back.
That
at,
easy.
I'll look back
Did it
at
hurt,
Stanley.
Nash?
No, not at all. And my metal heart did fine.
Well,
Angela actually proceeds right after you. She was, not wanting to be far away from you. She moves through it as well, and Philanthalar gives her a positive verdict. Very good, thank you.
All right, I'll move through it.
Okay, so you proceed through it, and the electric, light sort of scans your body. You feel nothing, and you move through it, and the sensate looks at his screen. He goes, "Very good, thank you."
I pick up Chunks by the scruff and
Mhm.
place it in the machine.
Okay. All right. So you place him standing there, and it scans Chunks, and the sensate looks, and he looks to Chunks and says, "Very good, my son." And Chunks sort of waddles down the path towards Stanley and towards some elves, looking around, just bewildered by the world he's in.
I'll go first, Bok Bok, and I'll walk in.
Bok Bok, who's charred black from the explosion, goes, "Ah!" He curls up on the ground in a ball.
I'll pick up Bok Bok and put him in the machine first, then.
Okay, you pick up Bok Bok, and he just goes to sleep in the middle of the room in the machine, and it scans through him, and the sensei goes, oh, well, this poor young one is quite injured. And he pages somebody. He says, Dr. Aveni, please come to the airlock. We have someone who requires help. And then the sensei moves to Bok Bok and picks him up like this, and then gently places him on a little ledge, like a bed-like ledge near the panel. All right, you are the last to come through, please.
I walk in.
All right, you walk in, and as you walk through and it scans you, the blue light entering into you, he goes, ooh. Very good. Please proceed. As you finish walking through the device, he turns around and looks at all of you, and he says, well, good news, everyone. You're safe to be aboard, so that's excellent. Feel free to find yourself a place to rest while we dock the ship. I'm told that our ship will be the last to dock on account of we have new guests that will be arriving, and our council would like some time to prepare. Should be no more than 30 minutes. If you take a right and head down, you'll enter into the mess hall. Medical services are on the left. Or you may just wish to wait here. It won't be long. And as you look into this room, you see that you're in this T-junction part of the spaceship, and you see soldiers hanging out in this area, sort of taking off pieces of gear, putting their guns and empathy grenades back into lockers. And there's a few elves that are standing, 4 of them, just chatting amongst each other and casting glances in your direction. As you look down the hall, you see that there's soldiers lined up, standing to attention all down the hall, leading to what appears to be some sort of cockpit area, and you can see a bit of outer space through some windows at the front of the cockpit. Towards the back, you just see computer elves on computers doing computer things on green screens.
Computer elves.
Actually, you don't see it, the door's closed, but you can see it on the map, so, maybe someone walks through the door and you catch a glimpse of it as they walk through the door.
What are the red icons around the ship?
So you sort of glance over and you see that there's these large red cylinder. It's a large red cylinder attached to the wall near you. And it's written in Elvish. There's a label on it. You can't make out the language unless you speak Elvish.
Okay.
I can. What does it say?
It says that this use in case of emergency, and then it has its instructions on how to use it. It's a fire retardant device. Spits out foam.
All right. Companions, time is upon you. You will collapse soon. You desire food? Rest? Where shall we put you?
I mean, right now I feel fine. I feel great. Those pills really did the trick, but we'll see what the next bit feels like, I guess.
I'd like to spoon my pregnant wife.
Nash! Angela actually hits you and says, be polite. And then she takes your arm and she holds you a little close.
Fine, this'll do. I'm fine now. I'm healthy. I'm not hungry. I'm good.
All right. And as this moment of silence occurs, where everyone sort of looks at each other, trying to figure out how to behave in this new environment, everyone needs to make a dexterity check, please.
Ooh.
Dexterity saving throw. Sorry.
Dexterity saving throw.
18 for Nash.
That's a natural 20 for a 28 total.
21.
Right. The ship rocks violently. The way it does in a Star Trek movie where everyone's going, whoa, whoa, whoa. It just starts rocking suddenly, and some of the elves fall to the ground. Most of them maintain their composure as they grab onto something, and then as quickly as it started, it stopped. And there's a lot of activity now amongst the elves as they're talking. What was that? What? Go see. And then an elf is rush off to the cockpit, and you see from your vantage point, Stanley, as you peer down the this hallway towards the cockpit. You see that on the screens, an image of a planet, presumably Earth, in all of its sort of hues of brown. And you see that they're looking at some sort of explosion on the surface. And the explosion has like breached cloud, and it's just like a purple and gray mushroom cloud just firing off from the surface and making it up into outer space, and the smoke's dissipating. All the lights immediately go brrrr, brrrr, brrrr. The lights go dim. Auxiliary lighting comes on. It gets red. There's a lot of activity now as the elves who are putting away their weapons start putting them back on their belts.
What exactly is going on?
An elf turns to you, who hears you, and goes, "There was occurrence on the surface, it seems. We'll know more when we tell you." And the elf rushes off down the hallway.
We'll know more when we tell you.
Or no, we'll tell you when we know more.
Thought that was elfism.
Yeah, maybe. Sorry.
Do you all see that? An explosion down there.
The sensei turns to me and says, "Please, everyone, remain calm. We don't know what has occurred yet. Let's not panic."
Well, what's the plan? Are we going back to find out? Are we still going about our way? Is anybody doing anything?
Angela, she tugs at your arm, Nash.
What?
I need to talk to you.
Alone?
Yes.
We need a minute! And I take
All right,
her
headphones off, everyone except for Scott. It won't be but 22 minutes.
22 minutes. Jeez.
No, 2 minutes. 2 minutes. It won't be but 2. Oh my God. I don't know what is wrong with me today. 2 minutes, please. Nash, as the alarms go off, I just want to tell you, no matter what, I'll always love you.
Do you have a feeling that you're not telling me about?
And then she sort of takes your chin a little bit and points it down towards the ground between her feet, and you can see that her water is broke.
Oh shit! Jeez. Okay. Wait. Hold on. Nash will panic a little.
Okay. Headphones back on.
Here they come. Oh, John just saw it. Oh no.
Just as this happens, the ship shakes again. Everyone make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Oh, 7.
A 23.
18.
All right, Nash falls on the ground. Nash just falls on his ass while everyone else maintains, like, stands up as it hits them again. And the wave, as quickly as it started, is gone again.
Looking out the window, do I see another explosion on the surface, or?
Looking down, you see that an elf has looked back and closed the door to the cockpit.
What the hell is going on? I think we need to get up to the cockpit and find out. I'm gonna start making my way there.
Angela grabs your arm, Nash.
I'm not going anywhere.
Why?
We have a problem, Stanley.
What?
Her water broke. This baby's coming now.
Oh, hell.
Oh, hell is right. I need towels and water and shit like that. Fast, stat. Is there a doctor on this thing? Elvish doctor.
As you shout around, the elves all kind of look at you, sort of confused. And they go,
Is there a medical deck or something?
An elf rushes over. A female elf rushes over to your side, looks at you and Jalashi and says, "Is there something that we can be assistance of? Please don't yell. It disrupts it disrupts the tenor of the vibe amongst the crew. Please be calm."
Well, I'm really sorry about your vibe, but we got a baby coming right now. Like this minute. And I'm also...
Oh, how beautiful. How beautiful.
Yeah.
Quickly. And she grabs her communicator on her thing and she says, I called Dr. Quarlani. Quarlani Hinu. Paging Dr. Quarlani. This is a hard last name. Quarlani Hinu.
That's not a real name. Sorry. Go ahead.
With that, Kristen, would you respond to that inquiry right away?
Oh, shit.
Oh, yes. Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
All
Oh,
right.
yes, I'm here. What can I help you with?
All right, so describe your character, because rushing from the medical bay to this particular area, please.
She looks like she stepped out of a fairy tale. She's got golden hair as the sun, skin as white as snow, eyes green as emeralds. She's got on a modest little peasant dress that's off-white to match, I guess, a medical feel. And she's got a little satchel tied to her waist, a little mink, all-white companion with red eyes on her shoulder, and what is it? A crystal necklace shaped like a rose around her neck.
Wow.
Okay, so I'll get you a better token than what you described, because it's nothing like it. Just FYI. But excellent description. So you approach quickly into the room, asking how you can be of service.
We're gonna have a baby.
Oh, that's wonderful. Congratulations. Come this way, please. Please.
Is she elvish, by the way? Or am I to...
Oh, yes,
Okay.
she's an elf.
All right, let's go. And I grab Angelashi and help her up and kind of walk her.
So if you'll see on the map now, I'll move you all to the medical bay, or I'll move the three of you to medical bay. If anyone else wants to go, they can go. Bok's there too. He's just in a bed over on the side. So you
Great.
move down the hallway to the left into the medical bay, guided by... Do you go by your first name mostly, or your second name, Kristen?
First name, Lyriel.
Lyriel. So Lyriel, you follow Lyriel into the med bay, which isn't far, and you see that they have this awesome ass science fiction style like bed in the center of the room, and there's some basins and computers and medical cabinets all in here. And you enter the room. She's got some nurses or other doctors on staff. You don't know what they are. Nash and Angela, and she enter behind you.
Please, we need a bed. Thank you. Yes, we need a bed. She's having a baby.
Yes, we've got one. Oh, what good news! Oh, please.
It's excellent. Come, please.
All right. And what should I do? Says one of the elves. To you.
Just be of assistance. I'll let you know as it happens.
All right. And as she says, as it happens, the ship shakes again. Dexterity saving throw.
Oh, jeez. Come on, baby.
Hey, another 23.
16.
5.
Nash falls on the ground.
A 6.
You notice, Lyriel, that Nash has hit his head rather hard on the ground.
Oh, dear goodness, are you okay? And
No.
she'll bend down and start trying to fix it up.
It freaking hurt. Ow.
Okay, and Angelashi is like going...
I'm sure it hurts, but probably not as much as your wife right here.
Yeah, that's a good
I
point.
lean around the door and... Your ritual is disgusting. I'm going to the mess hall.
Before Varel goes, I would just stop him and just... Varel, all this chaos going on in there is one thing, but something is going on, and we need to get to the bottom of it.
I agree. Let us invade the front of the ship.
We're gonna go invade the front of the ship.
Okay, so you make your way to the front of the ship. We'll get to you in a second. Back to Nash and... it's going to take me some time to get used to saying Lyriel. The two of you... so Angela actually looks to you, Lyriel, and grabs your arm and says, I'm in a tremendous amount of pain right now.
Oh, yes, I know. I know very well. But you'll be okay. Breathe and let it out. Breathe and let it out. Feel free to make noise. We can walk you around. It'll be fine. And Lyriel will start she'll start setting Angela Ashley down in bed, getting the legs propped up correctly. Now, Nash, I'll need you to grab one leg for me. Assistant, another leg, please.
And one of the assistants readily comes up, takes the other leg.
All right, now let's pretend you're squatting. Do you know how to squat, correct?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So when the contractions hit, we're gonna push. So when it hurts the most, push.
How do I know when the contractions hit?
Oh, you'll know. You'll know.
That's Bo partially asking as well as the character. It's very hard to roleplay something you'd never been through before.
So it's kind of like a squeezing and then loosening, a squeezing and then loosening. So
I swear I watched
it's like
videos
a
to prepare, but okay.
wave motion. But you can watch as many videos as you want, but
Until you go through it, I don't think nobody knows.
One of the attendants comes to you, Dr. Lyriel, and shows you, wants to show you something on a tablet.
oh yes, and Lyriel will look over.
All right, headphones off, please. Except for Lyriel. So I went ahead and, as per usual procedure, did a turbo ultrasound, and I think you should look at this.
Oh dear, what happened?
And she shows you an image, and there's an image of, it's the inside of where you would expect a pregnancy to occur, but inside you see a boot. You see a fork. You see a baby, like an actual baby, and you also see a boot, a fork, and a smoking pipe. And the attendant looks at you and says, "What do you make of this?"
This is very unusual. I can't say I've ever seen anything like this before.
So
We'll keep an eye on the fork for me. I think the boot should be okay to pass, as well as the smoking pipe. But let's keep eyes on everything, okay?
Okay, all right. So headphones back on, please. Now, Nash, you've noticed that Lyriel and an attendant walked up with a tablet, showed her something, and they had a private conversation.
All right. What was that all about?
Oh, well, this is the most unusual. Yes, this is my familiar.
Chunks has wandered into the room.
His name is Acorn.
Just a baby kobold just walked into the room and started going,
Oh, well, welcome. Nice to meet you. The most unusual thing about your pregnancy, you are pregnant with 4. Congratulations. Unfortunately, one's a boot, one's a fork, and one is a smoking pipe. I'm not sure how that happened. Maybe you can tell us later.
Wait a minute.
A great wave of concern washes over Angela as she hears this, and then she looks to you, Nash, and she begins to cry.
No, wait, hold on, don't. It's okay. Maybe we'll like the boot or the the pipe and stuff. It'll be fine. Hold on a minute. The 4th one's a baby, or no? Is anything a baby?
There's a baby in there, yes.
Okay. So so we probably don't care about those other things. Is there a way to get those out of the way and just get the?
Probably don't care about the other things.
You might care about them. They are of you, probably. Let's see. Well, the only thing I'm too worried about right now is the fork. It's a little sharp, and sharp things should not be in that area. So we're monitoring it. Hopefully it can pass. If not, we'll see what happens. We can cut her open and get it out too.
An attendant walks up to you, hearing this, another attendant, and she says, Dr. Lyriel. Lyriel?
Yes.
Do you think it would be a prudent idea to perform a genetic pathology scan?
Oh, the baby's coming whether we know the genetics or not.
Okay. And then the attendant returns back to whatever it was the attendant was doing. Angela, she's gripping her hand very tight. And with that, we move forward to Stanley and Varel with great purpose walking to the door at the front of the ship. The two elves in front stand in your way, and they go, "Authorized personnel on the bridge only, please."
We are authorized. We're the heroes of the waste. We defeated the great demon. You can see by my mighty wounds that I was in battle.
Okay, persuasion roll, please.
Two.
We're quite aware of your accomplishments and that you're a great hero, but we have developed a military protocol for behavior aboard the ship, and if the door's closed and you're not invited by the captain or the admiral, you'll have to stay in authorized areas only.
Stanley's going to step forward and begin his enthralling performance. And he's going to say, "Now, a minute ago, these doors were open and welcome for anybody to see what was going on here, and we simply saw some things that we were very concerned about. I mean, you must understand, first and foremost, that's our home down there that you took us from. I know it's not pristine and beautiful and wonderful, but it is home, and we have concerns. Of course, you're only here because we aided you with fighting that demon at much personal cost to each and every one of us. Surely you're not going to stand there and begrudge us our concerns for what's going on, especially as we have a pregnant woman on board who's giving birth. She has a child with her, and this is, of course, in their best interest as well, that we simply can provide comfort, or else who knows what might come out of her womb if all this concern floating around in the air. Let us just speak with the people up front."
All right, make your roll.
They have to roll. It's a wisdom saving throw. 5 creatures in the area, anybody who listened to me for the minute, and they have to be a DC 17 wisdom save.
Wow. I rolled a 2 and a 1. So that means they both fail. So you deliver this speech. And they look at it and they think about it and they go, "I don't know about you, Redentel, but I'm quite convinced." And the other elf looks and says, "Yes, this is the way. Surely our superiors will understand." And they step aside and one of them opens the door and says, "Captain Solania, we have a request from our visitors to speak with you, and I believe it's the right thing." And the captain, who's dressed also in this black outfit, but has some adornments upon it to suggest perhaps this is a more advanced personnel within their military, turns around and with dark brown skin, turns and brown hair, turns to you and goes, "Well, perhaps you can help us with this. Come aboard."
All right, move in.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, so you move in and you see upon the screen there is a ship. They're no longer focused on the planet, but just above the planet's surface out into space, there's another ship, but the ship has a glowing blue hue. It's a spaceship. You don't know what make or model it is, except that it looks like a hunk of metal flying through space with lights and all of that. But there's a blue glow to it. And Captain says, "We believe it's hostile. It's just emerged off the port bow. We've tried hailing it, but haven't received any responses. Does it look familiar to you?"
We've never seen anything like it, right?
Yeah.
Nothing familiar to us. What is it doing?
Well, it just emerged not 10 seconds ago. Just as you walked in fact. We're trying to figure out, it's of no known make or origin, nothing that we're quite aware of.
How does it relate to the explosions from the planet?
Well, the explosions, we're not quite sure. It came from the vicinity of a place called the Principal City.
Ah.
Do you know of it?
We know of the city. We are familiar with it and its advanced technologies. It is likely a craft of the principal's make.
One of the elves sitting in one of the cockpits says, by my earliest projections, they've lost 500,000 to 1 million living souls in that area. An explosion of that magnitude would have wiped out untold millions.
The
We
city
cannot
was
tell.
under attack.
We cannot tell what caused it, but there's no way anything survived all the with all the mana wave radiation that we're detecting from that part of the surface.
Nothing would have survived. That's potentially fortuitous.
Another elf says, Captain, I think we're being hailed after all on an old frequency. Look. And then she brings up something on the screen, and there's this like little, waves that are going by, these like high technical screen. We're being hailed. The captain looks and says, bring it on screen. And then the screen opens up, and then there's this picture of a glowing ephemeral skeleton in a traditional looking pirate ass costume. And the pirate skeleton is, Arr! I'm Captain Toe Salt, the Tremendous, and your ship is mine. Let's go back to Nash and Lyriel.
Toe salt. Ugh.
So Angelashi looks to you, Nash, and takes your arm and says, Nash, there's something I haven't told you.
Does it have something to do with a pipe and a boot?
She chuckles a bit too, and she goes, yes, but don't be mad at me.
You had an affair with a Home Depot.
Yes.
She brings you in closer, and I need everyone else with headphones off, please, again, for just 30 seconds. She whispers in your ear and she says, I'm not an elf.
What are you then?
I'm like you. I'm a changeling. All right, headphones back on with everyone.
Oh man.
Lyriel, you see that the two are talking very quietly together, but she seems very emotionally distraught. Oh, you're muted, Kristen.
Thank you. Question for you as the DM. Could I animate the objects inside of her, or do I have to have line of sight?
For animate objects?
Uh-huh.
Let's see. Well, you're the doctor. You're the smart one between both of us here.
Because it just says objects come to life at your command. Choose up to 10 non-magical objects within range that are not being worn or carried.
Yeah, range 120 feet. It doesn't specify a line of sight, actually. So I would say no.
Perfect. All right. Lyriel will, yes, assistant, could you please give me vision inside of her?
Oh, okay. And so do you know if this would be a magical means or this would be a science means?
This would be magical, yeah.
Okay, so one of the attendants who's also familiar with the arcane arts comes forward and then grants you, puts a hand on Angelashi's stomach and then touches you on your shoulder. And then her eyes close, and she's sort of whispering, but no words are coming out as she speaks. And in your mind's eye, you have view inside the womb.
Okay, cool. So in that case, she's going to cast Animate Object to see if she can't get those objects north of the fetus so that the fetus can exit the body without any kind of obstructions.
Okay. Headphones off. Fix up Kristen, please, because this is way more fun doing this shit this way. So you cast a spell, burn the spell slot. Unfortunately, the spell fails. They're not objects.
Okay. All right, we're doing this then.
That was quick.
All right, well, when the contractions get strong enough and you feel that squeeze, that burn, we're going to push. So just let me know. Otherwise, we're monitoring the situation.
Angela, she's just like nodding her head yes, ready.
Is one coming? You'll have to let me know these things.
All right, and as you say that, there's another hit on the ship. This time, a lot harder than the last time, like a shockwave, not a physical hit of anything. Again, like what happened. Dexterity save for everyone, please.
17 this time.
16.
19.
All right, everyone made
7.
7. Oh, the doctor slips. Doctor falls to the ground, but you're okay. And get back up. All right, perfect. With that, we go back to Varel and Stanley, the Captain Tosalt on the screen. He goes, "Arr! I've been sent to collect your ship, and it'll be mine."
Sent by who?
That's for me to know, and for you to never find out.
All right. Safe to say he's hostile. Is there something we can do? Does this ship fight?
Well, I'll show you hostile there,
I'm
planet
not
lubber.
talking to.
And then
yeah,
his figure goes up and it goes right down onto a thing. Well, he heard you because the hailing frequency is still open. Or were you not speaking in character?
No, I was.
Okay. Yeah.
Stanley doesn't know how these things work. He hasn't seen
Yeah.
Star Trek.
So he presses a button, shoo, and this time the ship rocks as something physical hits it. Ka-chink, ka-chink. Make your dexterity saving throws, the two of you, please.
15.
Another 16.
All right, you guys stay up. Now, Nash, Angelashi, Chunks, and Bok Bok, you hear a loud ka-chink, and then it's metal ripping on metal. And then the side of the ship's been pierced with something intense, and immediately the vacuum of space begins sucking out everything in the ship, leading to the back door. I need everyone to make a strength saving throw. Not you two of you because you're in the cockpit, or be sucked away by the vacuum of space.
And that, are we affected by this too, or just them?
Yep, not you. Just you, Angelashi,
Yeah.
Nash, and Lirel, and everyone else in that room.
Okay. A 19.
Oh. Okay.
12.
All right, 12. So you end up. All right, so I got to move a few tokens around, but the ship towards the back explodes open. This door closes emergency, but all the elves in the hallway here fly out as it gets pierced open. They all start floating out the window, and some of them are managed to hold on. All right, perfect. So you rolled a 12. That means you're getting blown out as well, Liriel, as you try to help Angelashi. The air just sucks you out into the hallway. You're now flying down the hallway, and this group here have moved out into space too. As the whole,
Oh, jeez.
as the bunch of elves just immediately start flying out. Okay, and you're hanging on for dear life on the corner there, Liriel. There's a few other elves hanging on as they try not to fly away, including, we'll let one hang out over here too. The door below is closed. Now I have to roll saving throws for Angelashi. Uh-oh, she flies off the bed. Whoosh, and with broken water is now hanging onto the corner. Bok Bok, his lifeless body, not lifeless, sorry, his unconscious body floats out the window, or floats out the med bay as well. Chunks is fine, as Chunks gets into a little corner there and keeps himself safe in a cabinet. And lastly, the two attendants, 14, are able to hold them. Are able to hold themselves into the room. All right. As that hole happens, there's a second impact right after, and it explodes. Now I'm not gonna be able to draw it here, but it'll make sense in a second. It explodes out from this corner of the ship as well. All right. Roll one for the Admiral. All right, he saves, so he's hanging on to a corner. The elves over in this room begin flying out as well. Now, these elves are all holding on to what they can. but the whole ship just sort of explodes as two holes in the side pierce open, and the vacuum of space begins sucking people out. Angela actually looks at you, fear in her eyes, and Ashley goes, "Help!" as she holds onto the corner, trying for dear life to save.
How far am I from her? Can I?
You're about 15 feet. She's hanging around the corner.
I want to run I want to run up. Where the hell did run come from? Anyway, I want to run up and kind of hold her and pop shield so that she's in my shield.
Okay, does the shield prevent her from being drawn out? Does it?
Just let's say, invisible barrier magical force appears and protects you until the start of your next turn. You have a +5 to AC, including against the triggered attack, so it's usually a reaction. But I'm just trying. I just got to do something to help her.
Okay, you can cast shield on her if you like.
All right, I cast
All right.
a level something 1.
Perfect. So you cast shield on her. And there's this glow upon her as she's protected now from attacks. Okay, Lyriel, do you want to do anything as you've managed to grab on to a corner but are being drawn out? The force is stronger than your ability to sustain it indefinitely.
Yes.
Also, air will be an issue. Maybe.
Okay, Lyriel is going to go, "Oh my," and then as she does, she'll hold up her hand, and what looks like stars come out, and they'll create a sparkling night sky barrier as she casts Wall of Force against the rip in the ship.
Nice. Okay, so you're going to create a wall of force in the rip of the ship. Do you know what the dimensions, do they have to be, or they can be malleable to?
It's pretty malleable, it looks like.
Okay, all the new spells are coming out.
A flat surface made up of 10-foot by 10-foot panels. I don't know if it gives a max range.
Oh, you can form a hemispherical dome or a sphere with a radius. Oh, you can make a sphere too out of it. That's cool. Each panel must be contiguous. Okay, so it's a wall. Nothing can physically pass through the wall. It is immune to all damage and can't be dispelled by dispel magic. Cool. This wall also extends into the ethereal plane, blocking ethereal travels through the wall. Good to know. All right, so let's get your wall of force up here. Let's see. Wall. Searching for assets is kind of rough. All right, this looks cool. Let's just use that. So you'd like to place it like here, maybe?
Let's see. Yeah, just to cover up the crack until I'm assuming emergency panels can come down. Yes. And Chunks is having a good time.
You can hear Chunks from the hallway, and you've closed it up. All right, perfect. You close it up, and everyone's able to hit the ground again. Angela Ashley is like in a slump on the ground, as you know she's in a lot of pain right now. She slumps down to the ground, sitting down.
Now, yes, please. Can we have those blast doors closed? She's giving birth here. We need some calm.
All right, so the computer speaks on it, says, "Blast doors have failed."
It's not good.
All right, so back to. All right, actually, I like that as the last sentence for the break, if we can.
Yeah.
Can we do the break now?
Yeah.
And when we come back, we'll continue
course.
our little adventure.
Yeah, perfect. Come back in a bit, you guys. We're all going to run and do our things. We shan't be long. See you in about 8 minutes or so.
Okay, see you in a bit.
Start the recording. Hold on just one moment. Dungeons B. Okay, hold on 1 second. Okay, we're back.
All right, and we're back with Vorel, and we're back with Stanley in the on the bridge of the ship. And the screen with the blue glowing skeleton dressed as a complete pirate on it. And as he says that, you know, your understanding is not required, pushes the button, he you see a bunch of like figures, like skeletons, just like run past him towards the rear of whatever ship that's there. And you feel the ship wrench beneath your feet. And he looks at you, he goes, your booty will soon be mine. And he's just laughing.
Be some fine booty.
I'm gonna send Fluffy over. You'll like Fluffy.
I'm enjoying this immensely. Almost conversations like this on board, I'll say to the captain.
Everyone else alarmedly looks at you and goes, this is a serious matter.
Of course it is. Fabulous.
Defensive stations now. Prepare to be boarded, says the captain. And then they goes, ring, 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 and then immediately, as soon as she lets loose the alarm and in the spaceship, so that you're actually hearing the ring, 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 two large solid objects hit along the side of the ship. And you can see by the screens that are on there as one of the pilots switches views from the captain, it moves into a little picture-in-picture thing down in the bottom corner, and you see that the blue ship, the one that's been glowing blue, has moved up to the side of your current ship and has launched two tubes to the side of it, and you immediately begin hearing the sounds of pounding on the side of the ship, and it reverberates and echoes everywhere throughout the ship. And the captain in the picture-in-picture is going, go soften him up, Fluffy. And with that, the vacuum in the ship completely falls, as both holes are now sealed up, one by the tube. And you guys can't see where the other tube is hit, but Lyriel you've put a wall of force where one of the tubes is hit, so you can't really see it, but you do get the feeling that something connected there from the reverberation in the ground. Okay, what would you guys like to do?
Have we benefited from a short rest since our last battle?
Yes.
Okay.
Angela actually looks to you, Dash, says, I think we should go back to the medical bay.
All right. Okay, wait. I thought we were in the middle. Where are we?
You got blown out into the hallway.
We're out of the
she got
hallway.
blown out of the hallway, and you followed her.
Yeah, okay.
Lyriel's standing in the cross junction.
Yes, that would be best. Let's all go to the medical bay.
Okay.
And we will bar the doors, and we will have this baby. Or should I say babies?
Yeah, let's do that. So, all right, I'll pick her up and carry her in there.
You also note the use of the word babies, plural.
Okay. I will put it out of my mind because a boot, it's a problem. I can't wrap my head around it.
Okay, and as you can't wrap your head around things, you see that elves are moving down the hallway, getting into defensive positions to prepare for boarding. Varel and Stanley, any actions you'd like to take at this juncture?
I mean, I guess Stanley still doesn't necessarily know what's going on. He heard the sounds, right? But he doesn't really know that there's necessarily people here. Right? He didn't see anything.
Right, so the captain looks to you and says, if you can provide assistance, now's the time, heroes.
All right. What do you need us to do?
We don't know what we're facing, but our equipment is tailored for very specific types of combat. And judging by what I've seen on the screen, we are dealing with an ethereal foe. They are not very susceptible to psychotherapy. Your weapons and magics may be what's needed.
Ethereal? What is the meaning of this?
Beings from a realm beyond life. If your soul is intercepted on the way to its paradise that awaits you, you may find yourself in an in-between world where ghosts and the souls of the damned stir forever.
Ghosts. Got it. I fought ghosts before, and I summon my flaming sword.
Lights up. And everyone looks at you with a bit of worry, and the captain looks at the crew and says, "It's all right. These weapons are okay here. We need them. Go forth."
What is the meaning of this device? I point at the red thing on the wall.
That is to use in case of emergencies. It's a
And
fire.
I smash it. I smash open the glass and grab it.
Strength check, please. Oh, you grab. Okay, you're not breaking the cylinder. You're just breaking the.
Oh yeah, not the device.
Okay, never mind. No need for strength check. I thought you were busting the pressurized tank with your fist. Like that's not a good. I had a completely different scenario in my head about what would happen if you tried to punch a pressurized tank. Okay, perfect. You break the glass and you take it. Yes.
Excellent.
All
So
right,
I have in one hand a fire extinguisher that I don't know that is that, and a flaming sword in the other, and I exit the lounge.
So mark a fire extinguisher on your inventory. All right, so you exit the lounge, and as you exit, you see that the battle geared warriors are all set up, at key locations, like to try and avoid being, out in the open and hit. So they've all moved around, stay up from the open. You can take position wherever you like, and as you sort of enter into this, you look to the left and you see that there's a piercing through the ship's hull, and that some sort of this tube device is there, and there's like this door, and there's a lot of banging on the other side of the door. And you hear the laughter of the captain still over the intercom.
All right, I follow behind Varel. Let's get ready.
Any tactical considerations for preparation as the assailants board the ship?
Varel, whatever we do, we probably need to do quick. I don't know when the pill from earlier is going to wear off.
You're on a time limit, and this ship is under attack. How do we board the boarders?
I don't know. Through whatever this device is, this tunnel.
All right. Whatever happens, I will deal with Fluffy, whatever it may be. You make sure these people are safe. And is that Bok Bok down there?
Yeah, you see Bok Bok lying on a pile in the middle of the floor.
Bok Bok,
Oh, no.
prepare yourself for battle.
Bok Bok doesn't respond.
Stanley, could you heal Bok Bok?
Yeah, I can do that. I'll get within 60 feet of him. I think I already am. I'll cast Healing Word at the first level.
All right, the burns on his skin clear up, and overall he heals. How much damage?
8 hit points.
All right, and he's still looking pretty rough, but he goes. He looks around. He goes, "Borel, where am I?"
You're on board a ship of some sort of emotional barrier. I don't understand it quite. You will need this for emergencies. I hand him the fire extinguisher. Get yourself safe.
Blowy.
Battle is upon us.
He looks at you, Blowy.
Perhaps? I'm not sure. I haven't been instructed on the proper use of this device.
No blowy string.
There's a handle of some kind. Perhaps that will do you well.
Handle. He just
Handle,
says,
yes.
Handle.
Please. Protect.
He points to his junk and he goes, "Handle."
Just like that.
Oh no. We know what he likes to do with that handle.
This place is full of phalluses. The woman in there. She is weak from her lack of cloaca. Go in there. Save her. Keep her safe.
Yes, he says, understanding that you did give him some training, and he recognized that as a command and something he used to do. So he immediately moves with the fire extinguisher, about the size of his body, into the doors open up into the medical bay, and Lyriel, Angelashi, Nash, the two attendants, sort of look to see who's disturbing them, and Bok Bok stands there with the fire hydrant. He looks, he goes, "Help! Help is here!"
Oh, well, thank you. We appreciate help. We need you to help build a barrier because if the walls get breached again, well, that might be the end for all of us.
Barrier. Barrier, he says to you.
Yes. Can you stack things against the doors?
Yes, Bok Bok stack. Bok Bok best stack.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. And he drops the fire hydrant on the ground. He proceeds to exit the hallway. I'm going to collect more objects, presumably. All right. Varel Stanley, are you ready to face down whatever's behind this, the top shaft that's breaking in?
Sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Take your positions. All right, all the elves in this room are now hunkered down behind cover. With each hit, the ship shakes more and more, and with each hit, the denting of the metal, just like a big, like some sort of fist or thing, just and then it stops for a second, and there's quiet, and then you can hear Bok Bok going, "Ah, bye 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 bye!" It echoes out throughout. Everyone's silent except for Bok Bok, who's yelling throughout the thing. And we're just going to take a quick moment to pause attention to show that Bok Bok has assembled all of the fire hydrants and stacked them in front of the medical bay door. All right. So not sure how safe that is, but he has mission accomplished his way into doing this. All right. And there's this sort of quiet, and then you guys just sort of looking around. There's darkness. You can hear everyone breathing. You can hear the hum. And then finally, like metal rips, and a giant beast just going nuts, flailing about everywhere. It's going, and it has a. I hate coordinating at the same time as I'm doing these descriptions. There, you see Fluffy now? All right, so this giant creature bursts into the room, nothing but teeth and mouth and large 3-footed carapace. And these long tentacles sort of grab onto the side and pull the body through and then flail about. And then in the back, a large tentacle pops up and it's got eyes in the back, and it looks around and it goes, makes a weird sound as it looks about. Roll for initiative.
Oh, jeez.
Is that a fart sound effect?
A 13.
Okay.
6.
Okay.
Another fantastic roll from Nash Maggard of the Solar Mines.
I'll need one from you too, Lyriel, please. This pregnancy is going to be part of combat.
All right, sorry about that.
No.
I think I got knocked at 22.
All right, Lyriel is 22.
A 7 for Varel.
Okay, 7 for Varel. Okay, perfect. And Fluffy has a 20. So Lyriel, you're up first. Do you want to take any medical actions?
She's just gonna wait for the contractions to start up.
Okay, perfect. Then we can defer that. That's right. So Fluffy merges into the room. This giant beast, all sweat and skin, all teeth, and those large tentacles have 2 teeth. And he reaches out immediately to perform the following multi-attack upon 3 attacks. One with his bite, 2 with his tentacles. So it reaches out to the nearest elf with a tentacle. All right. Picks it up. Crushes it. What is the damage? All right. So he does. Okay, perfect. Yeah. All right. So he takes the elf and starts crumpling it. So he has this elf now in his hand. He starts crumpling it as he grabs it into his arm, and then he squeezes it again. 11. And as he squeezes it more, his torso, and the elf's like holding on to the tentacle, trying to push his way out. He moves this laser pistol from his hand. He starts shooting it, pew, pew, and the lasers just bounce off of his skin and just hit the walls and just disappear into nothingness after that ricochet. And then one more attack from Fluffy, and the elf is snapped into two. And then you just see sort of half of his body fly up, half fly down, and the top half of the elf is going, still breathing and still alive. All right, Angelashi, her turn. She looks at you, Lyriel, and says, "Uh-oh.
Oh, yes.
It's happening.
Uh-huh. Congratulations. Let's do this.
Should I be feeling this much pain right now?"
Oh, you'll feel more before this is over. Don't worry.
Okay. And she continues breathing. Nash, she squeezes your hand. She's going to make a squeezing attack roll. All right. It's 18. She does 3 points of damage to you.
Jeez.
To your hand.
Really?
Yeah. She's squeezing it immensely.
Um,
Yeah. There's there's a bit of an energy coming from it. And
Can
it's hurting you.
someone remind me how old Nash's 11 temporary hit points are? Because I'm pretty sure they've expired by now. I just want to make sure.
No,
before
they go until your long rest is over.
Okay, then I'm okay. Now I have 8 then.
All right. Perfect. All right. Now it is Stanley's turn.
All right, Stanley peeks around. He sees a nightmare, and he's gonna cast polymorph and try and turn it into a snail.
Okay, perfect. So you go ahead and make that roll while I send the picture of what you're facing in the Discord channel.
Wisdom 17 save for the creature.
All right. Wisdom 17 save for the creature. Sorry, I'm trying to do too many things at once here. There we go. Okay, perfect. Wisdom saving throw. Okay, it's a save.
Well, crap. All right. In that case, I think I'll go. Well, the magic is going to have to wait, Varel, so why don't you show him what you do best and give him inspiration?
Okay, perfect.
Which at this point is a D10.
Got it.
And that will be my turn.
All right, it's Bok-Bok's turn. Bok-Bok looks to you, Lyriel, and goes, and he points to the fire hydrants.
Oh, thank you. Yes, that was very helpful. Now, oh, goodness, you're still here. Oh, well, yes. Oh, we're all having a great time, aren't we? Oh, I just love children. Well, pardon me, little one. Bok, I believe is your name. If you could please go help whoever it was that sent you here. Yes.
And that'll end Bok-Bok's turn. Thank you, Kristen, for the assist. Varel, you're up.
All right. So you're Fluffy. Excellent. And I enter my rage.
And the creature of no eyes and no mouth, or no eyes and no nose, just mouth, looks to you. Well, the eyes are in the tentacle in the back, and doesn't react. It reacts like an animal and rears up, and you rush forward in your rage.
Awesome. I engage it with my attack. A flaming blade.
Okay, make your attack roll.
First attack is a 25.
All right, this is a hit. This is a hit.
That'll be 10. 14. 16 points of fire damage.
Okay, perfect. 16 points of fire damage.
The second attack flies.
Okay,
A 19.
it's a hit.
13, 17, 19 points of fire damage.
Okay, perfect.
Stack on a flame burst of 4 damage.
All right, we're up to 39, I believe.
Action, bonus action, movement. I'm done.
All right, perfect. So you let loose a volley of strikes against it, punching flesh, and then bursting it. And you weren't punching it, you were, of course, slicing at it with the flame sword, but it didn't penetrate its thick, leathery skin, just seared it across the surface, as you realize it's difficult to break the skin. However, you've performed 2 injurious attacks upon it, and the flame burst, and it doesn't like it at all. Nash, you're up.
Okay, so we're hand in hand. I'm protecting her, right? We're kind of just hanging there. Okay, so I'm going to be being very defensive here and not really wanting to help outside yet.
You can't really escape very easily. There's a pile of fire hydrants stacked up in the door.
Yeah. And remind me, if
Not hydrants, but canisters.
a long time ago, we talked about how we can't use, let me pull up my spells. We can't use mold earth anywhere that doesn't have dirt, right?
Needs to be loose earth. Yeah.
It needs to be loose earth. Okay, well that's not going to do me any good. In that case, I am going to peek out. Can I see Varel where I am?
No.
If I move to the edge of these hydrant things?
Your line of sight, you're completely blocked in by door and hydrant, or fire canisters.
And they're half. Well, how tall are they? Are they?
They fill up to the ceiling. Bokbok's job was to barricade the door, the room.
All right, then I'm just gonna sit tight.
Okay, perfect.
Nothing I can do.
All right, very good. And as Varel, as you rush into that room and let out those shots, the elves peer around the corner and fire lasers at this beast, and it does nothing to it. It just sort of reflects off. All right, Lyriel, it's your turn.
Okay, Lyriel will turn to an assistant in the room as Chunks has a little conversation in the corner playing with plastic gloves. Could you please check our door to see if we can close the blast door on it? If not, let me know, and I'll give you something we can tie ourselves down with.
Okay, sorry, you asked her to check. Who did you ask that? Sorry, I missed that.
An assistant in the room just to see if the med bay blast door could be shut, but if not, she's going to get a rope out of her bag and have the assistant tie everyone to something secure.
Okay, perfect. So one of your attendants moves to the console and says, it looks like we won't be able to shut the blast doors with all the fire retardant canisters blocking the way.
Oh,
Perhaps
but if
someone
they're
can move them?
moved? Oh, wonderful.
Yes.
Could you move those, please?
Yes, right away, Doctor. And
Thank
the
you.
attendant moves to the door and pushes the canisters out of the way sufficiently so that the blast doors can close, returns to the console, and closes the blast doors.
Thank you. Now let's have these babies.
All right. All right, it's Fluffy's turn. All right, so Varel, this corpse here, this is actually a dead elf at this point. So Fluffy moves down a bit, looking around. He's sort of positioning himself safer. He doesn't notice that there are elves in the other room, or he does because they're shooting at him, but he's non-threatened by it. So he moves to a safer location along the side, and then as he moves, you hear a of the giant horde behind him coming through the passage. So let's see here. And I got to place them on the map at this juncture. So let me just do that. All right, so I'm only going to do that amount because it's not their turn yet. I got to roll them into the turn order. Perfect. Okay, so as he moves, you notice that there's a horde of ghost-like pirate dudes just running like, and they look like traditional pirate dudes. Garb you'd be more familiar with, more D&D tropey at the very least, as they begin rushing down this tube towards you as Fluffy moves out of the way, circling you. And then, but they haven't entered into the room yet. You just see the horde barreling down this passage. This creature here, okay, attempts to cast a spell upon you as its eyes on the back of its tentacle light up, and both of its tentacles move up into like this praying mantis formation above you. And he's like, ooh, attempts to hypnotize you with this thing. So I don't need to make the roll. He attempts to cast Hold Person upon you, and that means you're going to have to make a Wisdom saving throw.
All right.
Well, you have to. Or sorry, it's set by intelligence, but Hold Person is a Wisdom save. So go ahead.
17.
All right, you save from the Hold Person. So this beam of radiated energy just shoots out from the eyes above it, and it looks at you, frustrated, as it attempts to hold you in place and is unable to do that. I believe that's all it can do for this turn, if it does that. Yeah, so I've picked that as the action, so I don't think I can do an attack action with that. All right, that has failed. It is now Angelashi's turn. Angelashi is... She's going to make a push roll. Okay, and she's beginning to go into labor.
Oh,
at this
boy.
point.
Good, very good. Great push. We're going to keep that up.
Okay, perfect. Now, next on the turn order is the undead that ran through the hallway. So, Varel, the room fills up with these piratey gentlemen. Hang on. I have to make them appear. All right, there's some of them. Layers are weird in this game, or this thing. Hang on, I'm gonna reveal them all at once, so the gravitas of the situation is fully felt. Okay, perfect. Here we go. All right, so the room fills up with these undead pirates with cutlasses, and they're all going "Arr! Arr!" as they all begin running into the ship. Arr! They're all surrounding you completely. Stanley, you see Varel get absolutely mobbed by these grunts here. And they all make attack rolls to you. That one's a 20. How many are around you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. All right, 2 of them hit you. One for critical hit as he strikes, a burnt spot in your back where you're charred by the disintegration beam. Take 9 points of slashing damage as the cutlass pierces there, and then there's another slicing damage of 6.
Got it.
Slashing. All right, perfect. Stanley, you're up.
Well, crap. Okay. I have no idea what to do. I don't know if I was expecting, though I probably should have, a horde of pirates. Alright, well, I gotta at least be able to... Oh, okay, I have a question, DM.
Yes.
The pills that I have that did the energy thing, so they gave the effects of a long rest. Was that only in terms of recovering spell, or was that also in terms of recovering HP?
Everything. Long rest. Keep it simple.
Okay. I am going to take out the pills, and I am going to mage hand them over the top of the pirates down to Varel and say, Varel, you need to pick me up, and try to hand him the pills so he can heal up.
Okay. So the economy of that would be an action, like to use the mage hand, right? Or
Yeah, so that would be an action for that.
Okay.
And then as a bonus action, we'll say parlay and we'll send diplomacy to just try and stab
Ooh, let's
this
get diplomacy out. All right.
to maybe clear a way out if we need to funnel backwards.
Okay, let me find diplomacy here. Why can't I find you, diplomacy? There it is. All right. Make your attack roll for diplomacy. And
Okay.
you have some mage hand going on here too, right? So let's.
A little mage hand.
All right. Attack with diplomacy is going to be an 18 to hit on the pirate.
Okay, that's a hit.
Okay. That's going to be 10 piercing damage to the pirate.
Okay, and here's the mage hand. It's animated. If you have animations on, it looks a little weird.
Ooh, spirity.
Ooh, yeah, look at that.
It's very big.
All right. Sorry. How much damage you do?
10 to this guy up here.
Okay, you do 10 to the grunt, and it dies. You stab it, and its skeleton just sort of falls apart into a pile on the ground before you.
All right. I will step back a ways to there and call that a turn.
Okay. Bok Bok is up. Bok Bok just looks proud and waits to let the blowy go. Varel, you're up.
Is the pill like soft capsule or hard pilly, Flintstone style?
They're soft caps, and they kind of glow pink.
Wait, what did the Flintstones have for? I've never. I don't.
Talking about the Flintstone vitamins.
Oh, the vitamins. I thought you meant the pills
Yeah,
they took
yeah.
on the cartoon. Okay, all right.
Compact powder.
Got it.
Yeah. Hey, Fred, we could take your vitamins today.
For
Very
children
on point.
strong and
Yeah.
growing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to in character your fabulous move and your action, but I would not accept the pill. So as it
Oh,
flew at my face, I'd
man.
go. But for your own sense of comfort, we did long rest and I used hit dice, so D&D Beyond is not accurate on the stream.
Okay.
I am currently sitting at 114 hit points.
Okay, that's
So a pill flies by my face, I go and blow it away.
All right, that won't cost you any of your turn economy.
And I will start with a bonus action flame burst.
Okay, bonus action flame burst. How wide is the flame burst?
It is 10 feet aura and
Maybe we should
4
give you an
fire
aura.
damage.
This looks like an aura is going to matter here, so hang on. Let's give you the aura.
There it
That
is.
one for yourself. Perfect. I was looking for a fancy animated one since we're playing on this thing. Okay, 4 fire damage to everything there.
Yes.
This might be too distracting, but it does exist as a thing.
Ooh,
Oh my gosh, it's so bad.
that's badass.
That's great.
And if I move to back, that way it's underneath everyone. There you go.
Perfect.
Okay, so you do 4 damage to everything in that square. I don't think I've centered it on you properly. I think it's there.
Yep.
Right?
So all but 2 of the enemies currently
1,
on the
2,
field.
3, 4, 5. Oh, I see what I've done. It's a 5x5 square. There we go. Okay. You do 4 damage to each of those guys, right?
Correct. Fire.
All right. So yeah, you wave of fire splashes out, whoosh, and hits all of them. Ah! And they're all sort of lit aflame, but it douses pretty quickly as they're ethereal, so they don't have much on them that's actually flammable. But the fire still damages them.
All right. I would like Stanley killed the one behind me, directly behind me, right?
Yeah, it's got the skull
Cool.
on them.
I would like to break my flank by first doing a attack to the one below me on the map.
Okay, perfect. Make your attack.
First attack is a 23.
It's a hit.
10, 4, 14, 16 points of fire damage.
16 points. Okay, so you annihilate it completely. As you hit it with your sword, it breaks violently into a million pieces.
Perfect. So I'll do the front swing on that one and then go for the loop around the stab backwards behind you with the flame sword.
Okay, to hit another person.
Yes, to attack the one behind me.
Gotcha.
And that'll be an attack of 22.
22. Okay, it's a hit.
12, 16, 18 points of fire damage.
You do it. All right, you kill it, also exploding it into a fiery, explosion of bones and clothes as it dissipates.
I end my turn.
Okay, so that brings us to Nash. Angela, she's beginning to give birth.
All right, I'm going to tell her to breathe. Don't forget your breathing. That's important, especially if there's a boot in the way. Keep breathing.
All right, let's
all I can do.
Let's have a performance roll, please, to see how comforting you are.
All right. Oh, I haven't done a performance roll in a while. Let's see. That's +4. I like that. So let's do that. Okay, here we go. An 8. I rolled a 4 and got a 4 bonus.
Angela looks at you with some irritation as you're not helping at this moment with what she said.
Yeah.
I'm stressing her out.
Excellent.
Okay. Anything else you want to do with your turn?
No. Just if I still have no line of sight on anybody, I'm staying here.
Okay, perfect. So, Stanley, as you stand amidst this hallway, not undercover, while everyone's sort of looking around, these other elves, they tap each other's shoulders and they begin to move back. They're expecting more to come in, and they tactically move to a farther location behind as they make space. The doors to the cockpit are sealed. I don't have a door here to represent it, but the doors to the cockpit become sealed, and that's the last you see of Captain Solania for now. And those in the hallway begin to move back, take positions a little bit farther back as well. Lyriel, you're up next.
Lyriel has taken a little stool that she's wheeled over down between Angelashi's birthing canal, and she's reaching in and, seeing if she can see a boot or fork or a pipe or even a baby.
Okay.
And she'll see the stress between Nash and Angelashi, and she'll go, well, why don't we talk about something happier? Where are you both from?
I'm from the Solar Mines. I'm now not sure about her. Get the baby out.
We can't rush these things now. Now, please, keep talking.
Angelashi says, tell me about where you're from.
Who?
Something you haven't told me before.
Yes, great idea. You're doing wonderful.
So I have to tell her something I haven't thought of or I've told her before?
When you get to your turn, you can think about it, all right?
Okay.
I look forward to it.
All right.
Anything else, Lyriel?
Nope, just getting ready to help usher whatever it is that pops out first through the canal.
Okay, so let's see here. 1 second. I see. Okay, so in front of you, Varel, the Fluffy, the creature, whips his tentacles out and attempts to assail you with them. It's a grapple check.
Then let us grapple.
Actually, it is not a grapple check.
Damn.
You just may end up getting. You don't get a say in this. I'm reading it here, and I'm like, nope, this is a one-sided.
That's
okay,
my specialty.
First one is a miss with a 10. Second one is a 21.
Hit.
Okay, so it's going to deal 10 points of bludgeoning damage to you. So let me get that. 14 bludgeoning damage. Sorry.
Okay.
And you are now grappled by the second tentacle and are restrained by the tentacle. It then attempts to bite you as it has you in its mouth. Oh, there goes that dice. Fell off the table. Pick it up later. 11 for the bite. So it attempts to put you into its mouth, and then you lodge a foot on one lip and a hand on the other, and it's unable to bite you. And as it brings its jaws down, you're able to push out and not be bitten. All right. Angelashi, it is now your turn. Why, thank you. And so she looks at you and she grips your hand very tightly. And you take 3 points of emotional support damage.
Wow.
Darkest baby.
It's very draining.
Got you right in the emotional support damage area.
Yeah, and she's gonna make also a roll for. Gonna make a pregnancy roll, and it's still. Oh no, that'll work. Okay, so Dr. Lyriel, she's now beginning to push, and she's now crowning something. It appears to be very small, and not likely the baby, however.
Good. Just keep the pressure on.
Three
Remember,
quarters
you
of the
want
way
to
through.
keep it where it is. Going out, not going back in.
Okay, perfect. Okay. Right. Now that brings us to the undead. Now the pirates are rushing in all around you, Varel, and you're trying to take out as many as you can. Are you able to do opportunity attacks?
Only if they leave my zone, right? If they're still touching
Yeah.
me, I can't. Opportunity.
So the grunts are going to run in. So you get
Okay.
you're going to get 3 opportunity attacks, basically. Have at it. Or no, you can only do 1, right? You get a limit of 1 per round.
Right.
So do 1 for me, please.
I will. It's a 17.
It's a hit. Roll damage dice, please.
$17 points of fire damage.
All right, you spin around and slice the head off another one as the pirate just goes nuts. But you notice that they're running past you as Fluffy's been taking care of you. So they're all going to run in like maniacs here and populate the ship everywhere. So they're just running in, and they're going to rush down Sensate Philanthalar.
Hey, do I get an opportunity attack as they run by?
You are, yes.
I will take it.
Okay, perfect. Oh, that guy's on that screen. Sorry, guys. It's got a bit of D&D beat or roll 20ing to do. Sorry. Okay. Let me see here. Change layer to token layer. Thank you.
Ethereal pirates have entered the base. Ethereal pirates have entered the base.
All right, some more pirates run in. As the pirates all really rush in. They can't get to that part of the mess hall though, but they run in, and behind them, you hear loud, large footsteps in the shaft behind them. And you see a large figure going. Boof, boof, boof. And let's see here. Let me go to this overlay, please. And let me get those guys out. And then 2 marksman-looking pirates who have crossbows start filtering out of the tunnel from the ship as well. Okay, they all sort of run around you, not wanting to attack you, but the 2 marksmen draw their bows and fire at you. Okay, one's a hit, and that's a hit as well. So let's see here. Okay, so 1 arrow hits your scales for 7 points of damage. And another one deals 5.
Just normal old piercing damage?
Piercing damage from ethereal arrows, but piercing damage nonetheless. Okay, so the more undead have rushed into the ship, and then are rushing down the hall, and they're trying to terrorize everything they can. They also attack Sensate Philanthalar. There's 3 of them near him. All right, it's a miss as he dodges. Oh, he gets hit by that one. But the Sensate like has his hands behind his back, and he's just like trying to dodge them, all like Neo from the Matrix style, but he gets hit twice. He takes some damage, and these are critical swings that hit him, and he gets cut in his face and then cut in his chest, and he goes, ah, as cutlasses pierce through his skin. Angelashi, it's your turn. Oh, no, wait.
Wait,
I did that. Stanley, it's your turn.
I also should get an opportunity attack from.
Yes, please make your opportunity attack. Yeah.
Okay, using Warcaster, I'm going to hit one with a vicious mockery as it goes by.
Okay.
Wisdom saving throw 17 on one of them.
It's a save. Sorry, dude. I rolled 19.
Oh my gosh. All right, never mind.
Okay, so yeah, so that's that. But Stanley, it is your turn.
Okay. I got nothing I can do. Let's, I guess, have diplomacy stab that guy,
Okay.
or try.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be a 12 to hit.
Perfect. 12 to hit on that guy. That is a hit.
It's 5 damage to him.
Okay. Perfect.
And I will pull out my Corpse Slayer dagger, which, hey, might actually be useful here. Hold on. What does it do to undead? These are undead, right?
Mm-hmm.
An extra D8. Sweet. Well, I'm going to take out the Corpse Slayer dagger, and I am going to jam it into the one nearest to me.
Okay.
That's going to be a 12 to hit him.
Yep. It is hit.
And being... it gets an extra D8, which makes it 12 points of damage.
All right. Perfect. 12 points of damage it is, and you kill it. So one of them is removed.
All right. That's all I can do.
Pirate looks at you, goes, "Arr, no!" Arr. And he, explodes into a pile of ghostly remains on the ground.
This guy? Or was it a different one? That
It was
got
a different guy.
deleted?
That's the guy you opportunity attacked, so I gave you a fail.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You swung around, stabbed another one. All right. Anything else, or is that it?
That's all I can do.
All right. Varel, you're up.
All right, I would like to maneuver diagonally as to avoid opportunity attacks
Mm-hmm.
and rush the ranged skeletons.
Gotcha.
And I will hook up the first one with the first attack. Which is going to be a 12. Wait,
Okay. No.
well, do I get to know if it misses or not before Bardic Inspiration?
No.
Okay, well, all the same. Let's use the Inspiration.
But you can roll and then use it. It's just if I
Right.
declare it missed, then no.
Okay, let's make that a 15.
Okay. Perfect. It's a hit.
All right. It's going to be a 13 points of fire damage.
Oh, wait. You can't move. You're still grappled.
Oh, poop. Yes, that's
Yeah,
right. I
sorry.
didn't go in the mouth, but
My
I am
bad.
grappled.
You didn't go in the mouth, but you are grappled. Sorry. Forgot
Okay.
about that.
Rewind. Well, then let's attack Fluffy. So let's go ahead and flame burst everyone in range.
All right.
4 points of fire damage to 5 skeletons and 1 Fluffy.
Yeah, marking it.
And this would be a grapple contest to break out, or would I have to do escape artist isn't a thing?
No. You can always choose to break out. You can use as the breakee. You can choose dexterity or strength as the way you break out.
Cool. Let's
So it's
do
Athletics
the
or
first. Is that an action or is that an attack? I think
Um,
it's an
it's-
action 'cause I'm
breaking your grapple is going to be an action.
yeah, full action. Okay, let's wail on the beast then.
Okay. Sounds more like Pharrell.
Yeah. All right, it's a 12, but I'm going to use that bardic inspiration to make it a 16.
Okay, let me see. It is a hit.
Awesome. Hook me up with 14 points of fire damage for the first attack.
14 points of fire damage. Perfect. All right, we're up to 14. We're up to 53 points of damage. Even
Second attack
inflicted?
is a 22.
That's also a hit.
12, 16, 18 points of fire damage.
18 points of fire damage. 60. Math. Okay, perfect. Got it.
Cool. That's
All right.
bonus action and the 2 attacks. I'm done.
All right. These 2 attacks pierce deeply now that you're close and intimate with it. As you slice it, you slice into what appears to be ghostly flesh. You swear you hear screams as you cut open this creature's flesh, and like almost like the faces of people on the inside, as like some sort of membrane, as it's just like something strange and ghastly about this creature as you slice deep and injure it, but it's still as fierce as it was in spite of its injuries. All right, Nash, you're up. Remember, Angelashi and the doctor recommended you tell her. The doctor recommended you talk to her. Angelashi asked you to tell you something you've never told her before about your past.
All right. Angelashi. I pretend like he's terrible and I kind of hate him, but I actually have great respect for Stanley. I've never told anyone that, and don't you dare tell him.
I won't. Is that it?
I was gonna make a comment about making a plant penis permanent, but I'll save that for later. I'm not gonna do it now. And I also want to talk to her about the thing she said, but I don't want to talk about it out loud. So that's all I'm going to say for now.
Okay, perfect. All right, well, it wasn't particularly comforting thing to tell her. And she seems more in distress than she was.
Okay, I'll learn from that. Nash will remember this.
Very good. So from behind you, Varel, you see laser lights flashing, and then they've come to a brief stop, and the elves emerge from the corner with blades in their hand, realizing that what they're doing is ineffective, and they've started to attack Fluffy from behind. That's a miss. And that's a miss.
Just as useful as ever.
And that one's a hit. Okay. So one of them managed to sink their blade in, but it doesn't go very far. The creature doesn't react. You see them wailing on Fluffy from behind, but it only inflicts a couple of points of damage. They haven't really gotten any good hits in. All right, that's the elves. Lyriel, you're up next. You see that Nash has failed epically at comforting his partner.
Well, that was a very nice try, Nat, but let's try something a bit more strengthening, shall we? She's in a lot of pain right now, so how do you get over pain? How do you push through? What do you like to hear? What kind of encouragement have you always wanted?
Okay,
You're doing great, Lashley. We're starting to see some things.
I've got an idea. I got a good one for next time.
That sounds promising.
Let's hope there's no next time very soon. Let's do this now.
All right.
Only
perfect.
if the DM says I can. Oh, I have to wait for my turn. Shit.
Yeah. Fluffy's next. Fluffy looks at you in anger, Varel, and he grips you even tighter, and he starts slamming you into walls. You must succeed on a Constitution saving throw, please.
$15.
That's going to be a failure.
Ooh.
You take.
Oh, wait. I've got inspiration.
Yeah, you're allowed to use inspiration at any time.
Let's do that. Let's see what happens. I got a 19 instead.
Okay, well, this is a much better result. You would have not liked the failure result.
Okay, cool.
So he begins trying to smash you, like Hulk smashing Loki, like into the walls, right? Just smash, smash, smash. But each time you get hit into a wall, you're able to grab onto it and provide yourself with, some hydraulic resistance through your muscles. You just go, hoo! And then he swings you again, and you go, hoo! And like block all of the hits. And that happens a few times. And that's what he tries to do. All of his energy is in trying to smash you against walls, and you have successfully catching yourself on each wall. That brings us to Angelashi, who is concentrating on her birth. Let's make a birthing roll, please. A 20. All right, Lyriel, a fork comes flying out.
Oh my! Well, this reminds me of a long time ago.
All right. Is there anyone available to catch it? Were you prepared for that? I imagine you would be.
One of the assistants. Yeah, there's like a towel underneath, so I would catch the fork in a towel, hand it off to assistant, and
right.
Thank you, Chunks. Another towel.
Chunks
please.
is by your feet, like reaching up to the fork.
Oh, you don't want to touch that. We'll wash that first.
Okay. Okay, perfect. and one of the attendants takes the fork and puts it into this little bed.
Angelashi, would you like skin to skin with the fork?
Not yet.
Okay.
Another one.
Oh, here we go.
All right, and then another shape begins crowning immediately. I don't know if this is the frequency with which things are birthed, but it's happening already right away. Just for the sake of expediency in the game, all right. So
we don't have the
How many
data.
rounds did you take?
Yeah, we don't have the data in front of us about how long a fork takes to emerge. So I'm just gonna have to fake
well,
it.
the fork has emerged. All right. So let's see who's next. Undead. All right. So the undead continue filtering into the room. This time there's this loud as undead reach in. They attempt to hit the cockpit, some of them, as they run up that way. All right. And Stanley, they're now just focused on you, and some of them have they're going to attack. Let's start with Sensate Philanthalar. Let's see if he lives or not. No, the Sensate who greeted you aboard the ship finally succumbs to the slicing of the cutlasses as three ghost pirates laugh. They go, har, 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 and they cut him down to pieces. And he goes, "Oh, mother, save me!" And he passes away before your very eyes, Stanley, at the end of the hall. And they begin shambling down. And as they shamble down, elves spring out from the side and begin cutting them down, which we'll do on the elves' turn. Since it's not the elves' turn, I'm getting ahead of myself. So they rush down and rushing this way. Varel, the room now, as they filter past you and begin emptying out. And I'm just going to, and they're taking care not to get within range for any attacks. I have a few more map-specific things to put on here, so one sec. As the room continues to fill up with dudes.
Oh, good. More skeletons.
You hear it. And then, oh, wait a second. I need to be on the GM layer. Okay. This large skeleton emerges and it goes as he begins walking through the pipe as well in the rear of all these guys. So now there's Fluffy and this massive skeleton making his way through the pipe as well. All right. Since the other entrance is blocked, the main force is entering through this one dangerous place that Varel is standing in. Okay. Who else are they? Oh, they're in range to attack Stanley, so let's not forget the attacks here. Uh-oh. All right, there are 4 pirates around you, Stanley, and 3 of the 4 managed to strike you with their cutlasses. 6 slashing damage on the first instance. There goes that dice. 8 on the second instance. 10 on the third instance. 6, 8, 10. All right, and that brings us to Stanley, your turn.
All right, we'll have diplomacy attack this guy that's right next to it. For a 17 to hit.
Okay.
11 damage to them.
Okay.
And
The sword pierces through the skeleton, cutting it at a key angle, and it diminishes into a pile. And it goes.
Then we will take the. We'll do a booming blade, just on the hopes that it hits with the Corpse Slayer dagger.
Okay.
And we'll go ahead and target. Yeah, that's good. That's fine. So we'll target, I don't know, one of the ones that's within range. Preferably one I haven't already hit, because it's going to do a lot of damage if it hits. So to hit, that's going to be a 16.
Okay.
Okay, so that's going to be 8. 16 piercing damage. Do I need to roll the thunder, or did that already kill it?
No, that will kill it.
Okay.
All right, so can you click the one that you attacked? I just didn't see.
We'll say that one.
Okay, perfect. All right, so you reach out and you stab it right in the sternum, and it looks at you, goes, and then it just sort of explodes into this mist of ethereal blue, and the skeleton bones drop to the ground, going clink, 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 clink.
All right, that's my turn.
All right, we're up to Varel. Varel, you're within the grips of this creature, and his attempt to smash you is attempted to charm you. And now it's going to put you in its mouth, it seems like.
All right. Let's do a flame burst to all skeletons, 5 and Fluffy. For 4
They're
damage.
like, "Arr, damn it, fire! Arr!" They all take 4 points of damage.
Fire. All right. Let's continue the assault on Fluffy. A 22 for the first attack.
Okay, that's a hit.
Ooh, this is nice. It's going to be a 22 points of fire damage.
Okay, 22 points of fire damage. Wow, that's a lot.
And second attack is a 14.
That's going to miss. It's going to hit
All
its
right.
wet, thick skin and just go... burns it a bit. All right, and those are your moves. Nash, you're up.
Okay. All right, Angelashi, I got a good one. This
All right,
will
Nash.
really help. You got a really strong vagina. It's gonna push that boot and baby out before you know it, because it's a great vagina you have.
I told you to tell me a story, not
There once was a
whatever
vagina.
the hell that is.
There once was a vagina named Larry, who was kind of shriveled up and hairy, but when the time came, it wasn't super lame, and the baby came out, and we named it Carrie. That's all I
right.
got. I've never had a baby before. I don't know what I'm doing.
Make a performance roll.
Right.
What's amazing is we can now all see what she sees in him.
14.
Okay. You make her laugh a little bit, and it seems to disrupt her breathing, but it's overall turns out to be a good moment if the elves are a bit puzzled by that it would be a positive thing. It sounds very dysfunctional.
Okay. Better than bad. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe. You think that's what you think? Yeah,
I
sure.
guess.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else you'd like to do?
That is all I can do.
All right. And as you say that, as you tell that beautiful story, the elves emerge from the corner, and this elf takes a swing at one of the pirates and stabs it, but misses, so it doesn't really do anything. But another elf comes to try and help, attack, and hits and slices the pirate, and he goes, "Arr!" and he explodes, and then she moves in, and then the door to the cockpit opens up, and the pilots step forward, and they all make attacks towards the grunts that are running through into this room. And 2 of them are killed as the fighting happens over there. And then to the south, the elves rush in and surround the forces here. They move in, make their attacks, and, well, they easily outnumber them, so I'm not going to do rolls. The pirates who've run down this hall get slain easily, but I will do rolls for the 3 pirates to see if they get... Oh, no. No, that's not going to work. It's not their turn. Okay. Very complicated battlefield. Too complicated for me anyway. All right. Dr. Avani moves out next to you, Stanley. She looks to you and nods, and then swipes at one of the skeletons next to you, hits it, and kills it. All right. And then from behind Varel, the attackers on Fluffy make better rolls. Well, 1 better roll this time. 2 better, not 1 better roll. Oh, well. As they continue assailing it with these, these sort of like hot knives, as they, these like sci-fi looking knives, not hot knives, as they stab in the back. All right, perfect. The Fluffy's beginning to take a lot of damage, and there's a lot of openings now where ethereal goo is starting to steam out from the wounds. More of these elves begin to take position farther up down the hallway as they look to fight. These are going to be dash actions, though, but anyone that's not working, they're now sort of pumped out for action here. These ones are stuck in the room, so they're sort of moving in now to finally get some vantage point should one of them go down and to pull them back, and the admiral's in the back commanding them. That brings us to Lyriel for the next turn.
Hearing what Nash said, Muriel will go, "Oh, whatever works for you both. I'm glad you're happy. Just keep pushing."
Okay, and perfect. Then the fork is resting gently in one of the beds. Fluffy, it is your turn. Oh, that's an NPC. Okay. Continuing the assault upon Varel, he is going to, or she, we don't know what it is going to attempt to bite you. 20 to hit.
Hit.
Where is my D10? There it is. 1, 6, 7, and 5 is 12 piercing damage. And
Got it.
a Constitution saving throw must be made, please.
All right. 17.
You save.
Ugh.
Let's see.
By a hair, it sounds like.
Yeah.
You save by a hair. As you get bit, you feel teeth sink into you, and you feel a hot substance like burning at the edge of your skin, but your fiery constitution pushes it out and saves you from whatever was coating its teeth as you pull yourself out, and as it rips you back out of the mouth again because it didn't comfortably put you in. It goes and it tries to put you back in, and it looks like it has these two tentacles. You're in one. It has a tentacle in the back with eyes, and the eyes look closer at you as it tries to examine how best to defeat you. And you hear a voice into your head that says, "You are my dinner." All right. That brings us to Angelashi, who's going to make a pregnancy roll. Okay. If everyone's ready, a pipe comes out, a smoking pipe.
Lyriel catches it in a towel and nods to an assistant to put it on the bed next to the fork.
All right.
Congratulations.
All right. And the assistant takes the smoking pipe and the towel and lays it in to a nursing, or what do they call them? Incubator, I guess.
Like little warming beds or something.
Yeah,
But yeah.
a warming bed off to the side. All right. And Angela's just going when the pipe comes out, the whole experience. All right. Undead's turn. Great. So this undead's going to attack that elf down the south. It misses. This one moves up to also attack one. That is a fail. All right. Stanley, the one next to you, makes an attempt on you and hits. Sorry. 7 points of piercing damage as the cutlass swings at you again, slicing you. This guy is intense. No matter how much you dodge, he seems to always find you. This grunt here attacks Sergeant, what did I name her? Crame Synthel. It's a miss. The grunt up there attacks Captain Solania for a hit. And the captain takes a stab to the chest. Ugh! Oh no! She takes damage, 8 points of damage, but does not go down. Wait, did I put on the right unit? All right. Now these undead here are going to rush in as much as they can around Varel, and seeing that they can't move any further through the room, they're going to take shots. They're all going to take shots at Varel. So let me roll those attack rolls. So that's a 1 for them. These 4 here. So...
Doesn't he absorb projectiles anyway? Isn't that where it was gonna go?
He magnetized it to them, yeah. If the target is within a certain amount of feet of him. Okay, so you're going to take 7 piercing, Varel, and then 6 piercing for 2 separate arrow strikes. His crossbows are brought up, and you're in like this firing squad, and they all... 4 arrows hit you, or bolts rather. 2 of them bounce off or embed in your scale, but 2 of them hit. Okay, and that leaves us with this guy who goes. "Arr!" He still can't make it into the room. Everyone's kind of in his way, but he's smashing the walls, going. "Arr! Arr! Arr! Arr!" This large pirate, and the other pirates go. "Ah, you're forked now." All right, and the next up is Stanley.
All right. Let's send. This will be the 4th round, so let's send diplomacy to stab the one that's trying to kill the captain. So we probably need a captain.
Okay,
That's going to be a 17 to hit.
it's a hit.
That's going to be 10 points of damage.
All right, 10 points of damage, kills it as you slice through it, shing, 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 undoing all of the ligaments holding the ghost skeleton pirate together, falls to the ground and its essence evaporates.
And then it will fly back and return to my hand.
Perfect.
So then these you know what, we'll just do a corpse dagger attack on the one in front of me, or right
Okay.
next to me.
Perfect.
That's going to be a 13 to hit.
Mm-hmm. It's a hit.
Okay.
You're hitting the weakened one next to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just whatever one's closest, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's going to be 17 damage to it.
Okay. You kill it.
And
ghost pirate.
then
Falls
I
to the ground.
will take one step to just sort of block in this hallway, not let any more get past necessarily.
Okay.
And that'll be my turn.
All right. Perfect. Bok. Okay. He's just in the room. Pharrell, you're up.
I am no meal. And I had flame burst for 4.
Okay.
2, 4 archer skeletons, 1 big giant skeleton, and 1 fluffy.
All right. The archer skeletons burn up in flames as you flay them all. 4 damage to Fluffy, and this large skeleton, it looks like maybe like an ogre skeleton or something. He's just large and massive, but you can't tell what it was. He goes "Arr!" as he takes 4 points of damage from the fire as it raises up.
Awesome. Let's unleash the double attack into Fluffy, starting with an 18.
Okay, double attack. Let's do it.
Does 18 hit?
Yes.
All right. That'll be 17 points of fire damage.
17 points of fire damage. Very good.
Not bad.
Second attack is a 2 for a 10. So it's going to be a miss, likely.
What is it? 2 for 10?
A 10. 10 is the
Oh,
total.
10 is a miss. Yeah. The second
Cool.
hit does not hit it. It appears to be critically injured with this last strike, though. As you hit it, you hear a "Arr!" as it shakes its head, drops you from its grip.
All right. If I am free to move, then I will shift sideways and block the entrance for the big boy.
Okay, perfect. It is done.
All right.
All right, and Stanley, your mage hand's still hanging out there if you want to do anything with it.
Oh, it's dissipated. Well,
You could-
wait, it
you-
still
you
has
could
the
p-
pills, right?
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
it can.
it's-
It
I
can
mean, you could poke this thing's eyes or something. Anyways, I just think it's cool that it's there.
yeah, it's just
Alright.
hovering there with pills, I guess.
Okay, Nash, you're up.
All right.
Now, you've just witnessed that the smoking pipe
Mm-hmm.
has also been removed from your wife or your significant other.
Was it ejected forcibly, or did someone have to yank it out of there?
It flew out.
Okay.
Not very far, just a nice little hop and into the towel.
All right.
Had an arc.
Okay. I'll use my turn to say, what's left? The boot and the baby. That's it. Push. Maybe the boot can help.
Oh, do you want to inspire?
I want to inspire.
I'm asking Scott, do you want to inspire or do anything inspirational here?
I'm going to think of something good here. How about this?
Nash just yells in her ear, I want to inspire.
I have another poem for you. Here goes.
Gosh.
And as I hold her hand tightly, I say, just because you think it's a toot, it will actually be a boot.
All right, roll a performance roll, please.
All right. This better make her at least grin. 17.
Okay, she starts laughing, and the laughter's actually helping her, I think. I don't know if that's really true, but we'll say in this fantasy world it does, and it helps her immensely.
Okay.
You see that she's smiling and laughing, and her mind's off the pain for at least a few moments that she's laughing.
Okay.
Okay, so anything else for your turn?
No. Just
All
I'm
right,
just
so-
there for the support.
Yep, that's your roll. You gotta be
Yep.
good dad.
Yep.
Oh, there goes another dice. I'm just throwing them all over the place today. All right, the elves move up through the hallway now, Stanley. You see them rushing to join as the other, area that was meant to be boarded is blocked off. So these guys are all available to fight. That one misses, but that one hits. This guy goes down. More soldiers move past the opening that have the chance. They all take turns slicing at this one. Dies. All right. These guys all now move down ahead, take positions next to you, forming that wall that you said. Taking your cue from doing that, and they all form a wall in front. And they make attacks on the two grunts that are there. Okay. Oh, that's a miss. But there's another one. Okay. Perfect. As they clear out the hallway of assailants. All right. Oh, no. This guy's dead. Why am I moving that one? All right. It's this one. Captain, clutching her injury, yells over to you, Stanley, and says, "What should we do to prevent them from boarding further?" She yells that to you. I don't know if you have a quick response back.
I don't. I got nothing.
All right, you're just quiet. That's fine. All right, elves are now moving down the hall to assist. And the elves in behind are going to make attacks on Fluffy for you, Varel. You have assistance.
Yes.
All right, one of them hits. There's 11 points of damage to it, which is a nice critical hit. As they're trying to pierce its skin and finding it difficult to do so, they continue stabbing in it. One of them's like, oh, you can just see it got a good hit with two hands on the knife. Pulls. All right, now that brings us to Lyriel. You're up.
Lyriel's just got a big smile on her face. It seems to be working, whatever it is Nash is talking about.
Okay, Fluffy's next. And Fluffy is going to attempt to attack you again, Varel. This time, wait a second. Yep, this time he's going to cast a spell at you again. All right. Let me see what is the save. All right, so you hear a voice enter your mind, Varel. And you hear it say, "Enter my feeding hole." And then as he says that, the eyes in the back glow again, and the creature gets down and puts his jaw on the ground and just opens it up like it's a doorway for you to enter. You need to make a saving throw. Wisdom.
All right, I'm great at these.
Is
9.
a saving throw. Oh.
9.
9.
All right, you are now subject to the spell command, which is enter, I think. If your target can't use some typical command, the target must, So the command is to walk into its mouth, but it's a one-word command. So he says enter.
Well, wait a minute. Doesn't command prevent... Aren't they prevented from doing action that they know will be harmful?
It's just entering his mouth.
That seems harmful.
That seems very harmful. That seems like getting eaten.
What?
So-
Getting
It doesn't understand.
consumed is harmful. Seems like.
It doesn't say that, actually. Wait.
Is there any old school text like once you save from this effect, not rest of the day kind of thing?
You speak a one-word command to a creature you can see within range. A target must succeed on a whiz saving throw or follow the command on its next turn. The spell has no effect if the target's undead, or if it doesn't understand language, or if the command is directly harmful to it. Perfect. It says directly harmful to it. So it just wants you to sit in the mouth. It doesn't want you to go down the throat. It just wants you to
sit in the mouth.
Yeah. It just says enter and opens the mouth. That's it. All right. Perfect. So you're now charmed, and you're now going to enter the mouth next turn. Angelashi's up, and Angelashi's going to give a pregnancy roll. 18. All right. Dr. Lyriel, or Lyrel. Sorry. No, Lyriel, right? Lyriel? Lyriel. I don't know why. I'll get used to it, I promise. Hang on, I'm losing track of all the moving pieces here.
There's
okay.
a lot on this board right now.
Yeah, so you begin to see a boot emerge, and it works its way through 50%.
50% of the boot? Okay.
Yeah, 50% of the boot is on the way. It's beginning to crown. Perfect. Okay.
Good.
Undead is next, and the undead have been pushed back. So, Varel, you're going to get hit by the giant ogre. As before you walk in, it goes, "Me little man," and it smashes at you and misses. I'm going to do a second pound, and this time it hits for a massive amount of damage. All right, you take 18 bludgeoning damage. As a giant skull hand just tries to smash you into the ground, and because you're charmed, you sort of just shrug it off and continue doing what you're doing. There are no other undead around, so Stanley, you're up.
All right, let's do the combo. Let's send diplomacy to go stab the creature, and then heat metal on diplomacy.
Okay, perfect.
So the attack roll for the creature for diplomacy is a 23 to hit.
Mm-hmm. It's a hit.
And that's going to be 10 piercing damage.
Okay.
And then let's light up diplomacy with a heat level at... Let's cast it at 4th level.
Okay.
Which is going to be 24 fire damage as the blade heats up.
Describe the killing blow on the beast.
Nice.
Okay, so seeing Varel walking towards its mouth, all diplomacy is going to fly in and stab the mouth shut before he can enter, and then just glow super hot until it begins to liquefy the being.
All right, and the lips and mouth indeed do liquefy shut, and you can no longer enter them as it melts into a giant pus-filled puddle, like a wax statue melting before you. The sword smoking out of the top. All right, it's slain, but it is blocking all the other elves that are behind it. Perfect. Well done, sir.
Stanley's gonna get a little closer, but he knows Varel's burning stuff, so maybe stop there.
Yeah, very good. All right, Stanley, Bok. All right, Varel, you're next.
These tubes they're emerging from, are they attached to a ship, or are they like a independent vessel?
As you look down, you see that they attach out to some glowing blue version of what you're in, kind of. It looks, it's a ship, it's a hunking, looks like a depiction of metal, but you don't have an exterior image of what's attached, except for what you saw on the screens, which it looked like it was similar but ethereal in nature. A ghost ship.
Do there appear to be more skeletons behind the massive one, if I can see?
Okay. Looking around this giant beast is going to require some effort. We'll take an action or something, a bonus action ability.
Okay. I will engage the ogre giant pirate skeleton in a grapple and attempt to push it back into the tube.
Okay. Very good.
Though it'd be massive.
So you want to grapple and force it back in. Gotcha.
Yeah, so if it's got does it have free hands? Or is the hands open or weapons?
Yeah, no weapons. Big brute. Fist guy.
Cool. All right, I'd like to do the clasp and try to work it back.
Okay, very good. So make your grapple rolls. I will do
25.
23.
All right.
All right. So you do the Captain America versus Thanos thing where you take him by his hands, or
Oh yeah, totally.
All right. So you grab him by his hands, and the skeleton face, like large, angrily goes, huh? Realize he's restrained, and he's in shock. Taking it in. It's still your turn.
All right, I would like to use my remaining attack and move to push him back to some degree.
Okay. Let's make an athletics roll. Contested again, please.
All right. 17.
Okay, perfect. So you're able to push him. What's the differential? Okay, you're able to push him into the tube as you push him back, and he tries to push against you, and you can see his, like, he's a skeleton, so his expression doesn't change, but you can read his face is going like, what? Huh? This can't be happening. And he's like looking around, panicking as you're just like forcing him back into the tube.
Does he do it in like
Awesome.
anime voice like that? Like that?
No, he's a skeleton. He's just like,
Jaw and clacking, you know, skeleton. If I had hair, it would be going.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, flame burst in for 4,
Okay, flame bursted.
and that'll be my turn.
All right, so that's Pharrell. Nash, you're up next.
All right. Just the
Angela
babies
actually is-
left. It's the only thing left. Push.
Oh, there's a boot. There's a boot halfway out.
Oh, I forgot about the
Yeah.
boot. All right. Here, let me help, and I'll pull the boot out. That's my action. I'm pulling the boot out.
Muriel's gonna set that hand away so fast.
Okay, well, here we go. It's a dexterity contest between the two of you, please.
Dexterity.
So, an acrobatics contest, please. Let's do it.
Acrobatics. Okay.
Or sleight of hand. You
Okay, let me
choose.
see what I got better. Hold on. They're both shitty. All right. So here goes. A 14.
14's the number, Liriel.
16.
Damn it!
All right. So she's faster, and she slaps your hand away.
Okay.
Nash, I would appreciate if you don't try to interrupt the natural process of childbirth.
But the boot's halfway out. You just grab the boot, and then the boot's all the way out.
It might rip her insides and pull everything else out too.
Well, then we'd be a lot more alike than I thought. I'm just saying, you could just yank it. Just pull it out. Sometimes it's faster, less painful. Just to yank it.
It
No?
will be okay, I promise.
All right.
I know you're feeling a lot of adrenaline right
All
now.
right. And with that, Angela actually finally breaks. She goes, "That's it! Get out! Get out!
What do you mean, get out?
Get out!
There is no
Get
getting
out,
out.
man.
There's no
I
getting
had
out.
enough! Get out! You come back after!"
Assistant, please open the door.
Huh? But there's stuff in the way.
It's just it's like, oh, there's quite a bit in the way. Okay, and he starts moving over fire hydrants. Then Bok stands in the way. Hang on, here's a contest. All right, Bok stands in the way and goes, ah! And the attendant's like, Dr. Liriel, we have a situation here. Okay,
Oh,
little
I
man.
see. Let's not disturb his help. Nash, if you would like to come down here, once the boot's out, maybe you could catch the child.
Okay. All right. Okay. Finally, something I can do.
One of the attendants addresses you, Dr. Liriel, and says, perhaps we should give Mr. Nash a sedative just to help relax him.
Oh, no, he's fine. Childbirth brings out such wonders in everybody.
You're the expert, Dr. Liriel. Very good. And then he returns to caring for the little ones. All right, so now that brings us to... Wait, why did I cross Nash's name off? Oh, because I
died.
thought you were out.
I'm dead.
Varel, I think you're up next, Varel. Yes? Or did we... No,
Don't I go
elves.
after Stanley?
Yeah, you just went. It's elves. Okay. So the elves now come inside of here. Now his body's right here. All right, and the elves look towards what you're doing, having shunted them off, and they go, "Quick, release it now! Pull away!" Varel, hold on to something. And they move towards the cockpit and they attempt to tear away from this stuff rather violently, which is going to leave the vacuum of space open to you. Do you have an opinion on this?
No, I'm too busy fighting the beast.
Okay. All right, perfect. So they're about to get ready to do that. They don't do that this turn as they all move into position and get ready. Lyriel, it is your turn now. If there's anything you wanted to do.
Just get ready to catch the boot and then prepare for an actual baby.
Okay. Fluffy is dead, so Angelashi is going to make her pregnancy roll. And the boot has now successfully made its way out, but this one didn't, fly out. It came out gently.
She will have it put in a towel and have that handed to Nash and ask Nash to bring it over to the warming table with the fork and the smoking pipe.
Can I put the fork and the pipe in the boot? Or is that weird?
You only have the boot in your hand right now.
Oh.
She's giving you the towel with the boot. She
Okay.
gave it to you.
Then I will
asked you to put it in one of the beds.
I'm going to go put it in one of the... Whatever bed has the fork in it, I'm going to lay it next to the fork. It doesn't need its own bed. It's just a boot.
Lyriel, anything?
Is that
Would you
okay?
let him do that?
I'm just going to put
She's
it in the bed with the
getting
fork.
ready for the baby.
Okay, good. She's not
busy.
paying attention.
All right, you put the boot in with the fork. Very
Okay.
good. All right, I'm sketching this out so I know which bed they're all in. I have a little sketch here. See, it's very bad, but or whatever. It's just a little diagram depicting. All right, so now that brings us to the undead. So the undead's going to try and break free of your confusing grasp here. Grapple check, please, versus you. I rolled 11.
$20.
20. Okay, perfect. Now let's see here. Okay, so you continue to maintain the grapple. It tries to break free. It's unable to as you continue pushing him down the hallway, but you hear a laughter coming down the hallway behind, going, ah! And let's see here. I'm going to cast a spell that I've not casted before, but a spell emerges from this thing. All right. I need a moment, please. Sorry, everyone. Speak amongst yourselves.
I'm frightened of this spell.
Very good.
There you go.
Never keep these things handy, so I just got to find my overlay.
I have a baby boot, and he is perfect in every way.
Ash, you have made everyone who has ever had to go through supporting their pregnant significant other feel better about how they handled it, no matter how they handled it.
Yeah, no matter what. You could really be nervous about it, but don't worry.
There are people who chose to work
them
instead of
about it.
showing up that
Yeah.
are like, at least I didn't handle it like Nash Magard of the Soul.
That's right. That was my goal today. Give you a nice baseline to be higher than. Mission accomplished.
Okay, so the spell that's being cast here, it's Cloud Kill. A 20-foot radius sphere of poisonous yellow-green fog centered on a point you choose within range. It spreads around corners. It lasts for the duration. The area is heavily obscured. When a creature enters the spell's area for the first time or starts its turn there, the creature makes a saving throw. It'll deal damage, a lot of it. Creatures are affected even if they hold their breath or don't need to breathe. Okay, I shouldn't probably read all this, but I just need to understand it. So a thick green fog of death rolls out of the tube and envelops you. It won't affect you till your turn. And that is the end of that turn. Stanley, you're up.
All right.
You see this giant cloud at the entrance.
Stanley he knows what the elves are going to do because he heard the call for that. Is there anything nearby that I can grab to kind of anchor myself with?
There are handles everywhere in the ship, just because this appears to be some kind of military ship for deployments in hot zones. So you see that there's a lot of things on the wall to hold on to.
All right, I'm gonna go grab one and lock my arm through it.
Okay.
And cast right before I do telekinesis.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna yank Varel 30 feet backwards over to me.
Okay, perfect.
Super cool.
All right, and he doesn't. You don't have to make any saving throws or anything because
He's unless he's resisting it, but yeah.
No, I heard the plan, so I'm down to bail.
Yep. All right. So where do you want him exactly? Like over here, maybe?
Yeah, just over next to me, so he could, in theory, end up grabbing one of these rings as well.
Perfect. Okay. So you're now moved, and you're able to grab onto a security handhold. All right. What else would you like to do, Stanley?
That's it. We'll have diplomacy return to the scabbard, but other than that, that's it.
Bok continues to admonish the attendant who tried to take down his wall. Varel, it is your turn.
All right, I will grab hold.
All right. You fasten and grab hold, as do the other elves. Nash, you're up.
Mm-hmm.
What would you like to do?
I still can't get through all this stuff, and Bok's gonna block me, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right. Can I?
The boot is out though. You got one more to go. Anything you want to do to help?
Final stretch.
Moment?
Angie, final stretch. We got this. Just push real hard.
Okay, Nash. One more.
One more. I'm ready right here, and I'll be like in a catcher's position on the other side of the chute there.
Dr. Lyriel, he seems to insist now that he stands in front.
Dr. Lyria will grab your hands and gently reposition them, so it's more of a gentle cradle catch than a one.
All right.
Catcher's mitt catch.
Okay, perfect. All right, and then after that, it is the elves' turn, and the elves now in position in the cockpit. You hear a whoop, whoop, and you hear over the intercom, "Everyone, hold on tight." And you hear the ships creaking. And the skeleton this giant ogre skeleton floats out into space as it pulls away, and everyone needs to make a strength saving throw who isn't in a secure location. So everyone in the medical bay is fine.
Okay.
I need saving throws from everyone else.
So the other two.
Strength saving throws.
A natural 20 on my strength save.
All right. What this elf flies in.
I was screwed.
Sweet. You hold on tight as the vacuum of space begins sucking you.
If an elf went by, I would try and grab him with telekinesis.
Okay. I'm focusing right now on the elves that are like here. Some of them are flying out. But, okay. The admiral's fine. All right. This room is good. The ones behind you, so you focus on catching anybody, right? So hang on. 15. So captain is going to be in the safe zone of this place. Oh, this one. So this elf begins flying past you. And actually, because of where she was, she smashes into you. You're going to need to make another strength save, please.
Oh no, that natural 20 though. It was so.
You're holding on fine, but she's smashing into you.
Well, it's now an 8.
Okay, so you make a strength roll. So she runs into you and she does. She knocks into you for 6 points of damage.
Okay.
And your grip slips a little bit, and she's flying past you. Do you want to make an attempt to save her?
Yes. Let me make a concentration check first, though, to make sure that I maintain telekinesis.
Because your arm's locked in really good. Like even though your strength check failing just means your arm's going to get ripped off.
Nope. Her hitting me broke concentration. I don't have telekinesis anymore. It's gone.
Okay. So she flies past you and out the airlock. All right. The next one, 9. Yep. Another one flies past you. No.
Well, there's nothing I can do. I got my hands held, right?
Yeah. 4. Goodbye. Dr. Avigny. Out the airlock. Out the airlock. The ones in here are able to close the door to this room, though, and save themselves. The ones in the hallway now have to roll, safe, fail, safe, 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 safe. All right.
Wait a minute. I forgot to add my Constitution modifier.
Two more sort of fly in this direction, unable to do anything. Can you save any of these two elves?
I got nothing.
All right,
It's gone.
they fly out into space too. They get drawn out and sucked into space. There's now a wide opening. The elves from here grab the canisters and they toss one over in your direction, Stanley. Make a dexterity check to see if you can catch it.
Just a straight dexterity check.
Yep.
19.
All right, perfect. You got it. You catch one in a free. You free up an arm, catch it, and the elf looks to you and says, "Spray the opening with it," and takes one up herself as she tries to fasten herself to the side and pick one up for herself, and moves towards that area.
All right,
and holding. Yeah.
I'll start spraying. Do I have to be over there, or can it spray across?
No, you're within enough range, and it's sucking it out anyway. So as soon as you open up, you flip the lever and start spraying it. This foam wall begins spreading on top of the hole, covering it up completely. And you've now ripped away from the wall. Some other elves take some of these other hydrants and move them, not hydrants, but the flame retardant canisters, move to the back of the ship and begin sealing up where Dr. Lyriel has made a barrier. So that ends up getting sealed up too. But the cost of lives of elves were very high. Now that it quiets up a bit and the place is repressurized, there's a quiet, solemn silence that hangs over. The only thing you can kind of hear besides the hum of the spaceship is Angelashi yelling, and the activity in the med bay, which we go back to now.
Oh boy.
So she's gonna make her last pregnancy roll. All right, and you see that the one that was shaped like a baby, the head is beginning to crown, and now she's breathing very deeply, and you're telling her to push, and Nash is looking on going like, "Should I give advice now?" or whatever it is he's saying, like just being hit. Nash, oh, he's catching it, right? So he's
I'm ready.
So Nash, you see all, okay, this is completely different. Nash, you see all this, you see the beginnings of the head beginning to push through, and it's very gray, very, very gray. And as the pushing continues and the process completes, eventually, I think the head is turned at one point so that the shoulders can come safely out, and then the body of a newborn baby is in your hands, and its eyes open up for the first time, and you hear,
and is it all its parts are there and it looks like a normal baby?
It looks like a normal, healthy baby, except its skin is gray. It's gray skinned completely. And as you look into its eyes, you notice the eyes are big and almost cat-like. They're yellow. And the nose is like pressed down a little bit. But one of the eyes has a reddish color to it. And and the nose, the way the shape of the nose is not really pushed out as much as it's pushed in. And when she cries, there are little fang teeth inside. It's a boy. And he doesn't take after his father. Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Congratulations, Nash. Assistants, please check it over and then walk him over to the mother as well.
Okay, and with that, the attendants take the baby from your hand, Nash, and bring it over bring it straight over to Angelashi. Then they also reach in. They turn back to the beds and reach into the fork, and the boot, and the smoking pipe, and also place it in her hands with the baby. And she looks at you, and she says, "They're beautiful, aren't they?"
Oh, she's psycho.
And the smoking pipe makes a hiccup.
Oh my
Smoking
god.
pipe starts hiccuping. And Angela, she looks at them and she hugs them and she begins crying and she says, "Come here, Nash. We're with our children finally."
Nash is super weirded out by this, but yes, he'll do it. He'll get in there tight, and
as you get close in for a family hug, the smoking pipe, the boot, and the fork begin changing shape, and you feel more hands and more arms hug your arms and fill up all around you. And as you look around, the full realization that you have a litter of 4 babies in your arms dawns on you. 2 girls and 2 boys, all gray skinned and looking like, well, what Angelashi told you. And then with that too, Angelashi's elven form drops away and her skin begins turning gray. And you see that her face is an alien face of a changeling. Cat-like eyes and Preston nose and white hair. And her ears are very small and pointed. And she says, "It's a miracle that we found each other. And now we're bringing more of ourselves into the world." She seems to imply that you're a changeling too, Nash.
I can only do the dragon.
Just search your heart. You're no human.
It is a dragon heart. So it helps me become a dragon. I can't be a fork.
It's okay. Just enjoy the moment. And we'll leave this week's episode with that. Nash and his new family of changelings
Beautiful.
hugging together on a ship headed for Elhandar.
Wonderful.
Wow.
And like even that, like you see the shot of the spaceship sort of flying through space, and then the camera pans, you see the rear of the spaceship, and then as it's flying, you know, it's like says written and directed by Scott Johnson or whatever as it flies towards. Like it's the end of the episode. It's like a Star Trek episode that ends.
Oh, that's great. All right. Well, that's good that we finally got to see what was inside her. All of this. I was worried you were going to pull like remember V and it was just like an alien baby or whatever, and it was a horrible evil thing. I was sure you were going that direction.
Nope,
So-
you have 4 beautiful children whose lives are undefined, but they're not quite what you thought they were going to be.
All right. Well, I'll take it.
She's not quite what she thought she was going to be, and you might not be what you thought you were either.
Yeah. No, that's true. All right. Well, I feel pretty good about the new knowledge that I have as father of a boot, a fork, a baby. What was the other one?
A smoking pipe.
And a smoking pipe. Next week we'll get to name them, maybe. Who knows? But that'll be next week on this here show. There Will Be Dungeons. Find out more. I can't wait to hear how Kristen will sum this up next week. That's my most anticipated new thing, is how you're going to tell this story.
Awesome job as Dr. Lyriel, by the way.
Oh yeah, very good.
Yeah.
It's very, very
We
good.
did a bit of pre-planning. I didn't tell her too much, but I was like, "Can you play a doctor for your next character?"
She did it. She did it. All
She did a
right.
fantastic job.
Join us next week when we continue our riveting story aboard the ship and more here on There Will Be Dungeons. And if you'd like to be a big part of why we can do this show, head on over to therewillbedungeons.com, become a Dungeons Plus member, and support us and get cool, rad stuff in the mail. I just submitted new artwork for this month's shipment. So go read all about that. Find out how you can get that, bonus shows, and more at therewillbedungeons.com. That's going to do it for us. For me, for Kyle, for Kristen, for Bo, for John, and for Baby Chunks. We'll see you next time.
This show is part of the Frog Pants Network. Yes. Get more at frogpants.com.
Well done, everyone.